Okay. Testing 1, 2. We should be live on YouTube. There we go. All right. Things are live. How's everyone doing? Big Thursday. Hope everyone's having fun. So what we're doing right now, Evo Japan should be starting soon. I am going to play City of the Wolves until that is. I think it's scheduled to start in 30 minutes time. I don't know what exactly that means. I've been a little out of the loop. But if the stream starts up, I'm relying on you guys to let me know. And then we will have a little watch party for the time being. In the meantime, City of the Wolves. Imagine they announce the system changes on Evo Japan. Yeah, are they doing some kind of play test for the new patch? I think from what the buzz I'm gathering is that they do have Elena playable. I don't know in what capacity. Just Elena? Yeah, but then it's going to be Elena on the Season 3 patch. It's going to be Elena on the new update, right? So that's something. Oh, thank God he canceled it. How do I play this game again? I went back to Street Fighter for a day. Yeah, it would be the Season 3 patch. I think every time they've done that, a location test for the character that's coming up for the next balance patch, it's been with the update. Starting with Ed. I think it was Ed, right, at Capcom Cup? Maybe it was Akuma. Honda melted your brain. Honda does have that effect on you. That is for sure. But yeah, let me know if the stream starting up. I'm very out of the loop. Get ready. Fight. I missed my anti-air? I need to hit confirm when I do two heavies like that. 24-minute countdown. What's up, Andy? Get ready. Fight. I don't know why I keep getting hit by that. I've been just running into people's faces and doing the air dodge move. Especially for Marco, since it's so hard to counter his rev blow. Yeah, you're not just defending that. Did I see the tech James Chen posted about doing the half circle over the top to just defend multiple times? Yeah, I saw that. I was like, huh, good thing I'm playing on leverless. Fuck me. Those kind of motions on leverless are so hard. My guy is not blocking. It should start in 30 minutes or less, 20 minutes. Is he gonna wake up DP finally? Oh, there it is. There it is. Finally got to fight back. Oh, I meant to do the other move. Yeah, I think this guy's still figuring out the way of the wolf. Meterless DP's invulnerable in this game? Yeah, so the light ones are like the invincible, fully invincible ones. And then the heavy ones are air invincible, and you can break those for like combos. So the one that you can break to do full combos is not invincible, and the one that is invincible you can't cancel at all. So the invincible ones are a committal. The Way of the Wolf, isn't that the name of the game? Deadly Anger, The Way of the Wolf. Something like that. Is that plus? No, sir. Damn, I kind of got those now.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight. Watch your feet.
I don't know what I was thinking there, but it wasn't good. Shouldn't I have gotten a second DP break there? That's my DP break. Can't DP break into DP break unless EX? Well, that's not true. On some counter hit states, you can do twice. So I thought that was the counter hit state where you can do twice. There's definitely a certain counter hit state where you can do a second one. Absolutely. Like, so I thought that was it. Nice. Is this just win? Okay, interesting. Hey, Stygian, thanks for diving into the trash can on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, true. Okay. I can kind of do wake up, guard cancel, DP on command now. Hey Brian, big fan, dude. Do you think we'll see season 3 at Evo Japan? They have Elena playable there apparently, so I think we're gonna get the standard. I guess they've been dubbed the gas leaks report now. People are gonna have probably, if it goes like any other playtest availability, you get like 15 minutes, maybe not even, maybe even 5 minutes max with the character. You can't record things, and you have very limited access, and you can only play Elena, and you can't really go into training mode or something. You have to play in a real match. Usually there's a lot of stipulations, and then people are going to try to quickly test things while they can and report back about it, and then it's all going to be completely inaccurate, and someone's going to report that throw loops are gone. Someone's going to say that perfect parry no longer exists. Somebody's going to say that, you know, Elena's stand light punch is plus 30 on block. You know, there's going to be a bunch of weird shit coming out. If it's anything like any of these other playtests have gone. Now, maybe after this, we'll get like the full patch notes rundown, but I doubt it. Capcom has lately just been putting out patch notes when the patch comes out. They used to put those out in advance. EV13X, by the way, thanks for the Prime. I don't know. I guess I missed that. Did the alert not go off? My bad. Appreciate that. You got hit? Ouch.
Final round. Get ready. Fight.
My guy's mashing on hit. I went in too far for the combo. Oh, this might be bad, actually. Hold on. Oh, I didn't kill him? Oh, kind of scary. Kind of scary for a second.
Kyokugen karate. You're a credit to the style. I might swing by the dojo sometime.
A little spooky.
Learn a thing or two.
Wow, is Brian playing City of the Wolves at Evo? At Evo Japan right now. Streaming live from the venue. No run back? I am definitely noticing a downward ranked trend in my opponents. As in, it feels like all the high ranked players aren't booting up. It seems like since the first week, every subsequent ranked session I've had has had more and more lower ranked players. I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely noticed this. I used to fight a lot of S ranked players. Now I'm barely even getting A ranked players. Maybe they're all at Evo Japan.
Here comes a new challenger.
Maybe they ranked up and left you in the dust. Yeah, maybe I'm in a ranked dead zone. I don't know. Maybe like the A ranks are empty and everyone's in SS plus and or in B.
Round one.
It's like I'm only fighting B ranks. I'm so plus there. Let's get spend it. Yeah, I'm dead. I do have a bad habit of blocking one move then mashing punch like it's Street Fighter. I forget that normals are actually plus on block in this game. Oh, I tried to throw. It gave me the chain cancel. I tried to stop my pressure and throw him, but it gave me stand like a chain. Okay, that's like an input nuance you gotta know. No way. Alright, nice run in. Fuck. I didn't check that. I'm a little tight.
Get ready. Fight.
Oh, I'm already in overheat? Uh-oh. That's bait. Yeah, I'm dead. Unless... Oh! Nice.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Close one.
SPG.
Gotcha. Yep.
Finally, I baited one of his reversals. This guy got a DP on me every single time.
Final round. Get ready. Fight.
I don't know how punishable that really is. What? I gotta stop challenging there. I'm dead just because of that. It's such a Street Fighter 6 habit. Nice. For some reason, every time I block, I think it's like just a jab from Dong. I always mash after because that is such a visual cue for Street Fighter 6 to mash. Because you just don't have plus on block normals like that. And so every time that happens, I block that move. He does a kick and I get the shit counter hit out of me. It's a really bad Street Fighter 6 habit coming into this game. You have to like train yourself to mash jab in Street Fighter 6 when blocking things. What up, Mad Gear? Chilling. Yeah, I'm just like not used to that shit actually being plus on block. Regular normals. It's been a while.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
Nice. I got hit high in the middle of all that.
Get ready. Fight.
I gotta react to that flash kick break because that's -2, right? Happens so quick though. I got clipped low. See, that was -2, right? He went low that time. God damn it. Well, what's up, World 11? Thanks for the big 2. Oh my god. All right, now we can do this. We can do this.
Round 1. Get ready.
That was supposed to be super. Oh, we got hit. Oh, I didn't convert. Oh. I'm not dead, am I? Fuck. Kind of blew that round.
Two. Get ready. Fight.
What? I don't know what that move is. I don't think I've ever seen a game player use that. No way. What? I didn't know what to do with that.
Not today. How obvious.
I got overwhelmed. I'm dead, aren't I? Okay. GG's, GG's. Kind of just was a deer in headlights at the end. Damn. I can do that, though. I'm on the verge of winning those games. I'm on the verge of it. Definitely just moments where, like, it was just too much for me to keep up with. I definitely feel like against stronger players with better jump habits, I do need to be using this a lot more. Biospark286, thanks for the full 2 years in the dumpster. I think I missed your sub earlier. Thank you. And Kaiser Josef with the 9 months. Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. Twitch chat is actually working today.
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah, what happened on the wall bounce? What caused the wall bounce?
Terry.
I forgot what move even caused the wall bounce. I've never seen that wall bounce. I'm used to the counter hit that launches him in the air. Oh, rev blow. So rev blow can cause wall bounce. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't really. I'm not aware of that interaction. Nice. Athena Blackcrest, what's up? Thanks for the big 25. Okay, so if I do red blow, I should look out for the wall bounce. Can that wall bounce mid-screen? I forget that doesn't counter hit. Do you think this guy will wake up DP? Oh, okay. Artie of Astora as well, the big 9 months. Thanks, everybody.
Remember, fighting's supposed to be fun.
Round one. Get ready.
Evo Japan is starting, apparently, reportedly in a minute. We'll be switching over to that. Oh, he tried a DP break right there. Oh, I big whiff. Rev blow? No? He seems to not want to. I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, he challenged. I mistimed it. Oops. I think I can continue the. That's not what I did. See there on counter hit? I did my guard. I went for guard cancel DP and wake up, but he delayed it and you just got hit with the launcher. On counter hit, I can do a second DP break. It will work. My guy did not want to wake up DP.
Perfect game. Terry wins.
You gotta learn to chill out more, Rock.
What's up, Pine Sword? GG's, GG's. Yeah, I've been trying to learn the flow of the game a little bit. Is Evo Japan starting now? I don't know. Are they doing anything on stream? Guys, let me know. I will switch over. I did want to play more of this game, though. It's always something you got to do. You feel like a requirement to do things. So many things to do, so little time. Too many games. Azure 303 with the big 4 months. Thank you. Scam Train. Wow. Thanks for the Scam Train, everybody.
Terry versus Gato.
What's up, Nightmare Effect? Big 65 as well. Commentators pre-show on Evo stream. Then who gives a fuck? Just kidding. Am I? It started 30 minutes ago. I don't want to watch a countdown screen. You guys want to sit there and watch a countdown screen?
Round one. Get ready. Fight.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's time.
Are we getting S rank? I don't know, man. Not with plays like that, we're not. Nice just defend. See, that's why I gotta be doing... I shouldn't be doing light ever as the DP. And I gotta be doing my universal anti-air. Oh, that beat it? Nice.
Final round. Get ready. Fight.
I don't know the frame rate of anything that's happening in front of me. You risked it on that? Would I have been chipped if I didn't just defend that?
And they call you legendary?
Or is he just risking it?
Joke.
Round one. Get ready. Fight. Look at you. It's time. Yeah.
Barbasor, thanks for the big 44. What's up, man?
Round two. Get ready. Fight.
What? No. Sometimes I break on accident. Bad autopilot. Okay, worked out. Like I do jab into light
That bloodthirst makes you
burn knuckle and I break it and then I whiff. And that's good for like a reset mix, but sometimes I do it without even realizing like that's how I input light burn knuckle. So I canceled my combo. My combo with lights and the light burn knuckle would have taken him out of SPG.
Get ready. Fight.
Oh, so I canceled too early? Yeah, I gotta get better at using the universal anti-air. I don't know if I could cancel late to burn knuckle or if I needed to go into like OD crack shoot. Damn. You're really betting on those DPs.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight. Rock you. Crack you. Rock you. Hands off. Yes. Where you belong.
I'm not jabbing those?
Crumble. It's time.
Okay.
Final round. Get ready. Fight.
I don't know why I thought he was gonna cross underneath me.
Weakling. Close. Where you belong.
Nice pressure. Alright, GG's. God, it's a frame 1 parry. Please watch out. Don't we all have a frame 1 parry? What do you mean he has a frame 1 parry? What does that mean? Did I say thank you to Barbasor, by the way? 44 months. Thank you. Counter from stance. I've seen him go into the back turn stance, and I know he has a command grab out of that, but I don't know much about it. What do you mean everyone has a frame 1 parry? I mean, you have guard cancel. Just defend to guard cancel.
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah, a couple characters have combos from overheads, and I know that at least I think Marco's is punishable. I don't know if Gato, I don't know the frame data on Gato's. A couple characters have like regular normal overheads they can combo from. It's definitely not Street Fighter. Oh, another Gato. I hate when that happens. I gotta get better at converting that.
Not done yet. Amateur. Is that all?
Gato's is -8 also? Okay. So he definitely can punish that. It's fast though. I messed up the conversion. Okay, he's just not blocking.
Who's next?
Round one. Get ready. Fight. Go. Go. Look at you.
Close.
Is that a... Look at you. Where you belong.
Oh, fuck. I hit jab, but my brain was thinking rev guard. Huh. So he's one of the characters that just presses their dodge move? So his shoulder thing is the high dodge? I'm forgetting my moves.
Not done yet.
I could have done so much more there.
Final round. Get ready. Fight. Look at you.
What's punishable? Oh, nice. I'm alive still, right?
With this.
Low health. Okay.
Of air. Close one.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Nice fight.
GG's. They haven't started doing nothing on the Evo streams? Is it time for Street Fighter 6? I don't even think City of the Wolves is an official stream. Or official Evo Japan match. Or tournament, rather. Even though it's going to be a qualifier for the Esports World Cup. They're still filling? Yeah, it's weird that City of the Wolves is a side tournament. A little strange.
Here comes a new challenger.
So bizarre how they're like throwing a bunch of money in the old SNK titles. KOF 15 now has a bunch, like $500,000 in it, and then that's not anywhere near as weird as Sam Show. They are reviving that game from the dead. That is beyond random.
Round one. Get ready.
I mean, it's not random. It all follows the same pattern of SNK Saudi money, but it's just, it doesn't make any actual logical sense relative to its popularity and success. You know what I mean? It's not based in reality. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Round two. Get ready. Fight. SPG. Come on. Come on.
I'm gonna spend it because he's gonna be pretty low. Really? From downtown he did it? The one time the DP break would actually kill, I missed it. And now I'm getting vortexed. Oh, I'm actually dead, I think. Fuck. I'm alive? Not after that. Okay. Noted. Fireball to OD fireball. Can catch backdash. I didn't even know which way to block there. I wanted to bait it. I still have that problem where I get crossed up on the rolls on my own offense. Is that plus? I'm guessing. Fuck. Huh. I wonder if that's a guaranteed punish once you block Burn Knuckle. Farboner, thanks for the big 94. Appreciate that. A lot of people are starting to do guaranteed interruptions here. I gotta go into OD Fireball, I think, to keep it safer. Oh, that's not good. Why am I in overheat? Oh, he's in overheat. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I was confused about that. I'm getting kind of vortex and overwhelmed. That. Oh, I tried Rev Blow. I guess Rev Blow has startup, right? Nice. I'm getting kind of vortexed. Tekken 8 match? That's all we get is Tekken 8? Brother, I really don't care about a random Pools Tekken 8 match at all. Like, I don't care. Joey, thanks for the 25. And Pachi the Pirate, thanks for the 6 months. We not restreaming Tekken? I do not care about Tekken. I mean, I will watch, if it's on, I'll watch like the top 8. I'm not gonna watch pools. So I think I gotta do the fireball there more. Because people are starting to interrupt. What? I didn't do that. Called it. Evo Japan is Street Fighter 6 pools. Is that on? Okay, I'll switch over. Even though, low-key, I just want to play game. Play game, learn, get good. A lot of plus frames.
Great fight.
How long does it take to get matches in City of the Wolves? It's pretty good. I should have just killed him. I don't know what I was doing there.
Round 2.
Angry Bird just won a pool match. Damn. They put Angry Bird on stream for pools. Usually Evo pools are some bullshit, but if they have good stream runners, you get some good matches. Especially Evo Japan, because there's so many Japanese killers that you've never heard of. But a lot of like Evo Vegas pool matches are such BS. That punished? Huh. Oh, you almost had it there, man. You almost had me.
Come back when you're stronger. I'll be waiting.
Man, I just want to keep trying to rank up. Fine. We'll switch over to Evo Japan. Fine. If you guys insist. It's as if I promised you that or something. It's like you're expecting it for some reason. I don't know what got into you guys. What would make you expect that on this stream right now specifically?
そうですね、まさかの、いやでも今、残ゲ本当に使用人口多いんで、まあ、この後もどんどんステージには出てくるかもしれませんね。そうですよね。いやもうこれ本当にやっぱミラーって、
Is this the same venue as
他のキャラクターと戦うのとはまた違ったノウハウだったりとか、
the CPT Japan premiere? Looks similar layout.
ミラーかっていうスタートにはなったと思います。いきなりね。
Okay, everything's set up. How we looking? How we sounding? We're good?
続いてが、今選定中のようですが、僕らの手元の情報でいくとね、プール A140 にいる。
Oh, that was you, Lost Porpoise. GG's.
クレイジーラクーンのストリーマー部門のフランシスコ出ますか？いきなり。
So Angry Bird won his match?
シスコのエドが来ますかね。
出てきそうですね。
はい。彼もでも多分リリースして少しやってからちょっと曖昧ってたんですけど、最近かなりやってるイメージがあって。
Is Punk there? I actually don't know.
CR カップもね結構何度も出場してますし。
まあかなりこのリリースからは後期組。
Am I going to be watching City of the Wolves and Street Fighter 6? I don't know where City of the Wolves is even being streamed. He is there? Nice. The main event is obviously Street Fighter 6, but I am interested in City of the Wolves. That is for sure. I do want to see how that shapes up. And like, I'm curious about Diaphone. Diaphone is looking so strong. He's become such a strong early competitor in fighting games to like take championships. It's so interesting, his development just in the past couple years, and I'm really curious to see how he does. He won like a big first to 10 against Punko, and Punko's looking really good too in this game. Is City of the Wolves live? I don't see. There's an SNK official channel. I don't see any. It's not live. The biggest channel streaming City of the Wolves right now is TNS. $30 minutes? Let me know. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. My guy got the ponytail going? Is that what I saw? This is Street Fighter. Apparently they played one match. Japanese tournaments historically have had issues with getting things done fast for production. They tend to lag. I know that the stream for CPT Japan premiere was god-awful. I was there in person, and I could feel the bureaucracy and the red tape around me in person. I can only imagine how it was like watching on stream. They like to do a lot of talking. They're filling. The commentators don't want to fill for dead air. It's the production team that manages getting the next players up and getting everything sorted. Blaz is in Japan. He should be in this tournament, yes. I'm curious if Daifun can compete with the community SNK players. Like I said, I saw the ending of his first attempt. He beat Punko like 10-7. So he clearly knows what he's doing. And he picked up Ronaldo, which Ronaldo I think is a good character for early game as well, because he's a set play character. He makes the game kind of one player, which is I think a really strong early game. And then depending on how strong the Vortex actually is, once people master the defensive counters, that'll determine if he stays that strong. But I really feel like having a one-player Vortex early in a game's life that you can just execute a flowchart with and not have to interact with the opponent is really good. Because everyone else, a lot of the other pressure for the most part is susceptible to guard cancel and things of that nature. Whereas with Ronaldo, he actually has left-right throw mix. From what I understand and have seen, it feels like his set play with throwing down the soccer ball and then going for a crossover, going for throw, they're sitting there trying to rev guard is pretty good. Will this match start? Brother, we're watching a Japanese tournament. This is just par for the course. Doesn't rev guard cover the left-right mix? Yes, but if you're sitting there rev guarding, you get thrown. So, but he also has high-low with it. So rev guard does not stop high-low. And so my understanding is it's a pretty... It's not airtight. Maybe you can fuzzy block it. I don't know the details of it. But when you're in that mix, you sometimes get hit high, sometimes get hit low, and you sometimes get thrown. So like I said, I think that maybe people will iron out the defense over time, and then it'll crumble. Maybe you can fuzzy block and option select rev guard, guard cancel, throw tech out of it. Who knows? There might be some tech to like break that flowchart. But like I said, that's why for early meta, it seems really good. So City of the Wolves pulls. People are saying it's going to be on the SNK official stream channel. It's not live yet. Punk is apparently here. Can we start? Come on, man. Let's get a match in. I can't be here all night. Francisco and Doka Dami. So, I guess we missed the celebrity match. We started with Angry Bird. We missed that one. I'm not familiar with either of these players, but apparently this is winner's quarterfinal, which might be round one. And a lot of big tournaments like Evo of this scale with thousands of players, the early pools are really small, so you might just start in winner's quarterfinal. Who knows? Wasn't Francisco at the Sage Jam Slam? You mean he was on Reject Fight Night? Oh, so he's a streamer. So the Japanese audience would know this guy. He's like a streamer. They're both playing Classic. Modern is extremely popular in Japan. If he was playing Modern, he would have supered that DI. Oh, you blow it! He's a singer/game influencer. I'm guessing he's the one with the bleached hair and not the one with the rat tail. Or am I backwards? The dude with the ponytail look looks a little more OG. He used to play Overwatch? Okay, he was definitely the guy with the bleached hair. He's getting kind of cooked. OG with the ponytail here is kind of cooking your favorite streamer right now. I don't know. Profiling him? Listen, one of the guys looked a little older and had a ponytail. One of the dudes had bleached hair and had, you know, he had a younger looking Japanese style. And you said the guy played Overwatch. I'm gonna assume it's the dude with the bangs and the bleached hair. I don't know what you call that style. You know what I'm talking about. Pugera has the same look. Pugera is not young though. Pugera is actually an OG. But the ponytail makes you look like, definitely makes you look more like a stoner in your 40s. At least if I'm going based on American stereotypes. At this point in your 60s, I suppose. That was like what stoners in their 40s looked like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like on the American timeline of fashion, I don't know what that translates to in Japanese fashion culture. It's not a man bun. He has a ponytail. Damn, Francisco's getting cooked. This dude's been playing Street Fighter for 50 years, Francisco. I'm sorry. You can't keep up. Oh, you are about to get burned out and lose. Unless no, you needed to pick that up into a dash into the blitz to level 3. You would have regained your drive meter. Oh, Doku Dami also choked there. I don't know why he did that. OD, not Gladius, but some other long name for her launcher move. All right, he's actually in a good spot now. Didn't convert the 2 jabs. He was on point. That would have been into a blitz. You could have killed, I think, with the drive rush cancel. Worked out. All right, Francisco, do you make this comeback? Nice. At throw loops. What were you trying to bait out there? Level 2? Uh-oh. Yeah, he's getting a little ham, little loose with the flickers there. Oh, almost got the pickup with the fireball. Bit of anti-air. No DP? Oh. Punish! What an attempt from Doku Dami. Drive rush into DI. I wonder if he'll react super on a drive rush cancel. So many flickers, you make me nervous, man. She can level 3 you. This seems to be the strategy. Flicker and stand medium kick drive rush cancel. Oh! Barely checked it. You whiffed, and you put yourself in a low drive gauge situation. That's safe. Punish that, please. Okay. We got a set. All right, Francisco. Trying to bring it back, slowing it down. Fat Ninja, thanks for the 2 months. And Vicious Walker, thanks again for the full 10 as well. Nice counter hit conversion. No! He scrambled. The lights are too bright. Did that heavy punch just hit cross up? This is checkmate. This is checkmate. I think he could have had checkmate. Oh, he scrambled out of the corner. That didn't even combo. He's just mashing. Gangsta SpongeBob. Oh! And the PlayStation menu. Oh, and this is going to cause a 20-minute delay. I'm telling you, they're not going to let this rock. Oh, they let it rock? I'm very surprised. Even though that pause had no impact on the course of the match, with my experience of how the tournament went, I thought that would cause 15 TOs to come on stage. All right. I'm glad they just moved on. Damn, Francisco, hold on. He installed some firmware when he hit that PlayStation button. He activated the cheat code, literally. Suddenly getting perfect, suddenly cooking. Hold on, this is getting a little suspicious. He's not gonna get a double perfect after that, right? No way. He activated the look. No. Okay. Don't choke. Doku Dami, you needed that level 3 bad. You needed that level 3 real bad. Real bad. Francisco takes it. Damn. Doku Dami kind of couldn't close it out. Francisco tightened up. Yandy G, thanks for the 76, by the way. Sheesh. Thank you. It's a handshake. This man, he's hitting damn near 90 degrees in the bow, man. Sheesh. Is he paying respect to the ponytail? I would be pissed if someone started bowing to me. I mean, they're all Japanese and in Japan. It's very normal to bow. But I would say I feel like it would be very impractical at an American tournament if you felt the need to bow to every opponent. I mean, how many matches are happening at this tournament? There's almost 7,000 players here. I think that bow was for the pause. Oh, do you think he was apologizing for pausing the game and then beating his ass? Uh-oh. To be Mary, thanks for the 3 months. Appreciate that. Thanks for the continued support. You think Ponytail Guy was kind of pissed about that? He might not be happy. It's hard to call. Any Elena gas leaks been shown? If we're gonna see them, they're gonna be on Twitter.
そうですやっぱりそれがいいんですよ、オフラインって、やっぱりこれは大会だけじゃなくて対戦会もそうなんですけど、やっぱり対戦相手と感想戦みたいなことができて、すごい自分にとってレベルアップできるチャンス。
I think Nakayama already posted something.
やればよかったかとか、相手目線では立ち回りどういうところがきつかったかっていうのを聞けるだけで、全然普通のその顔が見えない状態でのオンライン対戦に比べて経験値やっぱり大きく積めるんで。
確かにそうですね。相手で何やられたら嫌でしたかって
So this is her character select animations.
いい戦いね見せていただきました。さあ次の選手が出てきました。ここも日本人の2人になります。ポンペ選手対園川選手。
She got the percussions going.
119からですね。
Is she on beat with this rap song? I hate this song. She's a little on beat. I wonder if it actually impacts, like, has any sound with it.
じゃあ2勝してきてる同士。
そうですね、そうですね。2勝してきてる同士で、でまあこのセミ勝ってウィナーズファイナル勝てば
明日が。
はい。
あと2勝ですね。じゃあ
そうで
Day2
す
まで。
ね。はい。
Day2 進出に早王手をかけられるでしょうか。まだ10時台ですからね。午前中に決まれば。
まあそうですね。ある意味この11時過ぎぐらいに終われば。今日あと終日もうどこかプラプラして
いやもう最高ですよ。明日に向けてね。準備もできるし。
This is another streamer.
ちょっとこの場で出会ったプ
They're
レイヤー
giving us all the celebrity matches.
確かにね。
I just want to see the players, man. I missed Angry Bird.
朝一抜けを決められるか。
Have you ever heard berimbau? Berimbau? That's a very interesting instrument. I've seen that instrument she's playing before, but I can't recall what it sounds like. I've seen the berimbau. I've seen that in the past. Yes. Can't recall its characteristics though.
プール A だけでも164が101からスタートですけどね、101からスタートして164まであって64ブロックあるから、まあこれを考えるともう正直終わってるところはあるかもしれません。
確かにそうですね。119でセミファイナルまで来てます。
配信台というところ
So which one's the streamer?
はい。
少し
まあそうですね。メインステージにねお呼びしてという動きがある。
What brand is this shirt? This logo here? What brand is this? I've seen this before.
さあボタン確認は終わってるでしょうか。
今多分チェック中だと思います。表情から見るに。
Carhartt? Is that a... What is that? It's an outdoor brand? I feel like I have one of their shirts. Fake blue collar clothes? Sounds like what I need. That's definitely a bit of my aesthetic, right? I kind of want to steal the working man's valor. To be married, thanks for the 3 months. I'm not gonna go full like boots and jeans, but you know what I mean. You look like you would live in Silver Lake. A lake made out of silver? I don't know what Silver Lake is. Where's Silver Lake? It's a place in Texas? Never heard of it. What's up, Nuggy? Their stuff is durable. I like solid, comfortable t-shirts. My thing with t-shirts is they have to meet a few criteria, and you know, my weight fluctuates. I'm trying to cut down a little bit again, but you know, I go up in weight, down in weight. And I have too many shirts now that are just too tight. Even this shirt's too tight. And on top of that, you know, I'm gonna pit out, man. I'm gonna get, if it's too tight and it forces my arms closed, I'm gonna be sweating like crazy in the pit. So I usually prefer darker shirts as well to cover that up. But if a shirt is large enough so that it fits comfortably, but also is not like just becoming a dress, because at my height, usually shirts that are like long enough and then fit like my shoulders and stuff, it ends up becoming a bit of a dress, or it's too short. Like if I put my arms up, my stomach's gonna show, and then it's also wide as fuck at the bottom. So that's been my problem with a shirt. So I have a limited selection of shirts that fit that criteria, and then I kind of fluctuate in weight. So I end up my roster is pretty limited right now for shit that I can wear outside. Yeah, I want more like well-fitting, oversized clothes for sure. That's kind of what I'm lacking. Yeah, the pickup was decent. So which one's a streamer? I got a Uniqlo shirt, and I like some of it. However, one of the Uniqlo shirts I got, the material is completely water absorbent or repellent. I can't even describe to you what it is, but essentially, if you start sweating in it, it does not let the moisture evaporate or absorb it into the threads properly, so that you just stay wet permanently. It's hard to describe, but it'll also permanently stain the color. I'll just look like I got rained on. It doesn't handle moisture, and I live in hot, humid environments, and I'm a humid person. And I wore that shirt 1 or 2 times. I tried wearing it in Miami one time, and I literally changed. I was wearing it at Thanksgiving at my family's house, and I was like, excuse me. And I went back to my luggage, and I changed. I was like, never mind. I can't wear this shirt. Literally, I was like, it looked like just waterworks all over it. And I like the Uniqlo clothes. I was disappointed. A human person. Yeah, man, I sweat. Hold on. Is he gonna build it? He got it. Oh, he's going for a setup? Meaty ass overhead. I like that setup. I like that frame kill. Which one's the streamer? Oh, you're dead. Don't choke. Oh, Compe. Nice composure. He built the level 3. Maybe he could have killed. I don't know. Maybe not. You will never know who's the streamer. Who's the fucking streamer here? Guy in the bottom right's the streamer. You know, I don't identify as a streamer, you know. Nice conversion. He's going for the meaty overhead setup again. Goes for the throw this time. He's got some Riddles frame kills. Riddles showed me that frame kill there. Oh, I mistimed the meaty throw. The stereo player is good. I like that. Goes low with it. Nice. Oh no! You didn't kill him, Sono Kawa? I think you could have just killed him. Am I wrong? Oh, you better kill him now. Okay, it worked out. You're bigger than 99% of people that call themselves streamers. There's, you know, every once in a while, a sect of streamer Twitter crosses my... Oh, is that tech? Did he purposely cancel into the tackle to interrupt the autopilot mash as a committal option? Because people will autopilot interrupt with jab. Interesting. But like, I get streamer Twitter every once in a while, and they'll be like, streamers, you need to open up your viewer list and call out every single lurker by name and then beg them to donate to your stream, or else you'll never grow. Also, if I ask you to stream with me and you say no, you're an evil, racist bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck am I? You know what I mean? Like, I stumble across these threads sometimes, and there's a sect of people who like form this identity around being a streamer, and you know, they're generally people with very low viewership. Like, it's a hobby they have, but they like have the facade, and it's like they're trying to fake it till they make it, like it's a career for them. And okay, I'm exaggerating, guys. That what I described would be a parody of these type of tweets. That would be a rage bait tweet, what I said, right? If you use it verbatim. But what I was being hyperbolic. Okay, I see genuine tweets for genuine advice about shit that doesn't move the needle over and over, and they discuss it with such earnestness and like talk about streamers. We got to collaborate. We got to stick out for the little guy. The little streamers got to stick together. We're in this together. Like, there's this whole like identity and community they try to build around the fact that they're a streamer, which is not a common connection. You need to just have a niche, an actual niche. Being a streamer is not a niche. You have nothing in common. Two people who stream on Twitch and doing completely opposite types of content have nothing in common. You are not connected. There's a slight layer of connection there, but your audience and that connection that will help you leverage each other's experience and audiences to grow, it's not there. It's not there. And all you got to do is make YouTube videos. So I get pulled into those things sometimes about like, oh, streamers, you got to do this. You guys got to do that. We're streamers. And then they have like 13 million Elgato links in their profile. How do they get so many sponsorships? Are they lying? I click on their profiles. They'll have like 2,000 viewers, or 2,000 followers on Twitter. They get 14 concurrent viewers. And they have 14 ats in their profile. Ambassador for this for that. Is anyone giving you money? Are you getting money for 14 viewers? Can I get that? I have over 1,000 viewers on average. No one's giving me any money. Like sometimes I think like, man, fighting games they're doing okay as a genre, and I think some of that is them fluffing the numbers a little bit. Like they got like some company sent them a box of products and they put their @ in their profile to make it seem like they're like a brand ambassador and get paid, right? So, but some of it, I think, wait, some of it's kind of legit. And then I think, man, fighting games really aren't shit because like it doesn't matter how many viewers you have in the fighting game section, you don't get any of that connection to the industry of streaming to like monetize it at all. At all. There's no like bridge. It doesn't matter how many viewers. If you had 1/10 of viewership in a different category, I feel like suddenly you would just start getting emails in your inbox based on what these other dudes on Twitter are talking about. What's up, Curious Joy? Oh, you gotta teach me the business, Joy. You got all the hookups. I don't know. I don't understand any of it. What's up, James Chen? All of esports is snake oil, honestly? Yeah, give me a little, oil me up, man. What are you talking? You know, throw a little seasoning my way. I don't know. You kidding me? Everyone else is eating. No, of course esports is snake oil. It's all fake money. That's obvious. But I don't think the business of being a streamer is fake money. I think esports is absolutely fake money. But streamers have been the only aspect adjacent to this whole ecosystem that actually has an actual concrete endemic sort of basis, because you actually have direct-to-consumer marketing value, and then the other people sell products that those people buy. There's actual exchange of currency for goods that is real, right? So I think that's far more real than esports. But no one wants to sell things to fighting game players. What's up, Joy? Thanks for the big prime, by the way. Appreciate that. Casno with the big 30 months. Atomic Red with the 13 months. Flowcon with the fresh prime. Thank you. No, it is fake. And I don't know, maybe this is hypocritical to talk about. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I thought it was, now we were talking about this conversation, I do find it interesting. I almost did a stream for that collegiate esports event, a sponsored stream, and then I was setting up for the stream, and then I realized they're going to sponsor me to stream that event, and then I realized the whole thing is an ad for the US Army. And I was like, I was wondering why they were trying to sponsor me to watch a collegiate esports stream. Then I was like, they're like, oh, you're going to have this link that'll go to the giveaway page, and the giveaway is like you give them all your information to the US Army, like your zip code, your phone number. And I'm like, I don't really want to get paid to be a recruiting vehicle for the Army. Like, you know, do your thing, whatever. I don't really want to get interjected. You know what I'm saying? And then they even sent me a bunch of candy. I got a whole box of candy. But they did that college tournament. I think Paladin got second, and Blue out of Florida got first, and he won 10K. But that whole tournament, it's not on the first layer. You can't really see it on the first layer. But then you go to the sponsors, and the sponsors like, oh, McDonald's and this and all these big brands, and then US Army. And it's like, oh, okay, so this whole ecosystem, like I didn't get it at first because I checked, I was going through like trying to see like, where's this money coming from? What's going on? Is this real? And on my first pass, I didn't catch it. It wasn't on, it was till the second pass where I was like, oh shit. And then the only way that, so I saw people like, celebrating that, and I'm like, yeah, but the whole thing, there's no money in this. The only reason this exists is because it's a paid for recruitment campaign by the army. Like, once again, it's another thing where the money is not has any true origin related to the esports vehicle. It's from an external, just like with the Saudi Arabia with SNK. It's not about the game selling well copies and then the developer investing the money from the sales to serve the esports community to then drive more sales of the product, and that's the healthy ecosystem. That's not what's happening. It's the Saudi money funding it to create the sports washing vehicle to improve the reputation of Saudi Arabia, right? So the same thing's happening over on the collegiate esports side with the US Army doing it for these esports tournaments, and Street Fighter got wrapped into that. And it's just like, none of this is like based on an actual sustainable thing. It's other people using it as propaganda vehicles. Just, you know, it kind of sucks. Javi D, thanks for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. It's just a weird time. But that's just the reality of the situation, is like none of this makes money beyond like the grassroots events. Like the grassroots events work because the people pay to be there, and that money funds the event happening. And that's it, right? And like no one's really managed to monetize the audience and the eyeballs, especially in the fighting game sphere. And I genuinely do think the CPM of your eyeballs as the fighting game audience is just far lower. Like you guys, your eyes, unfortunately, I think to the majority of the people selling products in this space, your eyeballs are not very profitable. And so the whole business model initially was give away product for free, as in all the consumable stream content. Eventually we'll get sponsors who will want to advertise that, which will help fund this, and maybe we can pull that money to make the event better, maybe pay the players, etc. But I don't think that's translated because nobody values the FGC's eyeballs. Your eyeballs are not translating to money into these corporations' pockets for them to want to advertise on these streams for the most part. Whereas I think in other esports, it's a bit more translatable. And that goes back to the conversation I was having about the streamers. Even being a large streamer in the fighting game space, no one gives a shit because they don't want to like sponsor you. Whereas if you have 50 viewers playing League of Legends, you might just get an all-exclusive contract with Elgato, or fucking, I don't know, man. Like someone's gonna be giving you some shit. You know, like it's just I've noticed that complete disconnect for years and years and years and years. Like you don't scale with the fighting game community in that sense. It's very strange. So even third-party sponsors like do not give a fuck about you in the fighting game space for the most part. What's up, Moondoggy? What's going on, man? How you been? Good to see you. Thanks for the big 99. Star Fox Fluffy Socks with the 19, and Bijou XAS with the fresh prime. Appreciate that. Why are you not in JP this year, Japan? I've never been to a Evo Japan tournament. I went to Japan for the first time in November on a personal trip. Sakurai is awesome. The Smash player? Is this the Smash player? What's up, Adrian? Thanks for the $10 super chat on YouTube. Viewers got to buy stuff. It's not that simple. It could also just be an untapped market, but like it's just a trend I've noticed. Like that's the whole business model. And I always think about with the internet, like we all, and in general, the whole tech sphere starting from like 2010 and on, and all the fucking, you know, tech gurus that are trying to obliterate the planet from now on. It all started by just trying to, the whole mantra was scale fast, capture the audience, pivot to actually monetize later, right? And that included our esports ventures and our whole content model. So like, I know people, I brought it this way before and people hate when I say that, but like, Canada Cup maybe did a lot of things not right, but I'm starting, years later, I'm starting to come around on the 895. You know, maybe we were too harsh to Lap Chi about the 895. Years later, I look back and I'm like, you know, maybe that was our way out. 895 happened for Canada Cup, I think 2013 or something like that. He basically gate kept the higher quality options, and I think an ad-free viewing option with a higher price Twitch sub or something like that. I think there was an actual mechanism back then to like have a custom subbing amount, and they did 895 so that you can unlock 1080p ad-free viewing. And that, you know, everyone memed on that for years. For years, people memed on that shit. And at the time, of course, like, what the fuck? Everything else is free. You're greedy son of a bitch. You expect us to pay for this? But now my point being, I don't know if the model of giving away everything for free and relying on sponsors and ad revenue is ever gonna work. I don't know if it's ever gonna work. I just don't think it's sustainable. I think this has been a candle burning at both ends. That's something I've thought about for a long time. I'm like, dude, it's this scale that we're operating at, it doesn't make any sense. And that's why we have players like the US Army and players like the Saudi government. There's players where they don't care how much money they burn because it's a vehicle for propaganda for something bigger. Yeah, Sakurai, is this the Smash player? He was one of the best Smash Ultimate players, especially early on. I think he kind of was the initial generation of top-level Japanese Smash Ultimate players. And then now, like, the best players in the world are all Japanese for Smash Ultimate, like every fucking fighting game-style game, right? I don't know if he really competes like that in Smash Ultimate. I know they just had their biggest tournament in Japan. Riddles was there, he got 9th. A Cola won with Steve. And I think Tweak was the highest placing Japanese player, non-Japanese player. He took a break and also went pro in the Pokemon MOBA. I feel like so many Smash players are just top-level gamers. They have the ability to swap games. I'm so impressed with Riddles. And then I'm looking at another person like Void. They're so good at just switching games and being a gamer. Why is Sakurai playing Modern Marissa? Maybe he didn't update his meta too much in this game. James Chen, haha, you're getting there, Brian F. Haha, I was commenting that. Lots of Twitch guys were there to see how it worked. It didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work? Like technically or like as a product it didn't sell well? Slurp, thanks for the big 19 months. Didn't Void win an FPS aim competition against like a CS Pro or something? I'm not sure, but basically every game that comes out, he ends up being like top ranked right away. He is kind of playing a Season 1 loadout, though. Modern Marissa. Evo poverty channels were a thing of culture back then. You know, early Evo streams I watched, and from my understanding, I usually watched them with like friends offline, so I wasn't Twitch chatting in them back then. Not until like 2014 era. Up until 2013, 2010 to 2013, I usually watched, like I got my friends to watch it, non-FGC people. But it was because it was sub to chat, right? So you had to go to other people's stream chats to chat during the stream. Is that what it was? Yeah, so I vaguely remember that, but I never actually watched them like with the chatting experience. And it wasn't until 2014 and 2015 I did. I watched Evo 2015 during my internship on my like work laptop in a cubicle.
さあこれでマッチポイントはロハンです。さあザクレ後がなくなりました。小判から高くはならない顔している。さあ今度かなりザクレも詰めた距離感。
そうですね、この距離を作りたいですね。
How old were you back in 2010? Like 25?
精度を高いタイプ。いやー、この差しかし。
I think part of what dissuades that is that the scene is not unified, so tournaments are all competing for viewership and competitors.
さあ画面端。
I think part of what dissuades that is just the scene is not unified, so tournaments are all competing for viewership and competitors. Dissuades paying for higher quality. No, just audiences are, you know, it's a product that's been free for so long. Everything on the internet is free. So in general, I've noticed the limits of the extent of things being free and then paying for it with simple AdSense. Especially being on YouTube, right? It has a similar problem. Nice sequence. Damn, Zachary, out of there. So, even on YouTube, if you rely on AdSense, it just doesn't scale. For the amount of viewership you have to get to make that profitable or worth your time, as you invest more, you hit a point where it's just not worth the time to grow your viewership to go for straight AdSense, unless you end up being a fucking Mr. Beast type of, or like you pivot towards doing brain rot content for children. Today we're going to play this game and I'm going to scream the entire time. Well, you know, if you do that shit and they leave kids YouTube on and then you get billions of views, right? Unless you do the most common denominator pivot and then you get them, I'm talking hundreds of millions of views per video. AdSense as a full-time business, if you're trying to be a full-time YouTuber, it doesn't work, which is why you start seeing all these YouTubers do things like in-video sponsorships, because that pays far more for a targeted ad, far more than the AdSense would ever generate. And so I think the same thing for like scale it up to an event where you're spending hundreds of thousands to $1 million plus whatever to produce an event, who knows how much, and then it just doesn't. Came back to the stream and that was literally the first thing you said. My bad. It just doesn't scale well, is what I'm saying. This whole concept of everything for free, and what that ends up doing is, what I'm trying to get at is, you end up pivoting to support the most common denominator, which dilutes the quality of whatever you're producing. And so I look at things like, if you do like Patreon, like artists, how do artists sustain themselves? Artists cannot do YouTube. YouTube is not for art. YouTube is for content, because the monetary incentives on YouTube do not cater themselves to art, because art needs to be divisive. It needs to be polarizing to mean anything to anybody. If it means everything to everybody, it means nothing, right? It's no longer art. I'm sorry. If something means everybody to anything to everybody, it probably is shallow as fuck, right? But if something is more polarizing and means a lot to some people, it might mean nothing to others, which means you're going to have a much more niche audience. And then if you're trying to monetize that and support yourself while creating art, it's just not going to work in that sense. So that's why doing things like Patreon, where the patrons literally pay for the artists, which is how artists, the great artists for generations, existed by having patrons supporting them, right? That's how it worked. So those kind of models like don't work. AdSense, ad viewership, it doesn't work for actually producing something niche that is meaningful. Yeah, the Lily looks good. Huh?
まあ確かにそのコスプレもキャラも自分にそれこそフィーリングにね
そうですよ。
合ったものを選んでいいと。
そうですよ。
確かに。
期待はしちゃいますよね。
Is this that cosplayer from Twitter? I think I've seen this Lily cosplayer before, I think. If it's who I'm thinking of. I think she had this at like Evo Vegas.
プレイしてるキャラクターと違うプレイ違うキャラクターを使うっていう。
Brian's girl caught him watching Lily cosplay videos again.
まあ確かに違うんかい。
Not my type.
いやちょっとマイカ号機を期待したいですね逆にね。
The last thing,
でも勝てばこれ
last thing I want to see is more Lily.
午前中に
Jesus, dude. Fuck. I'm sorry. Great cosplay. But Lily is everything about that character I do not like. She plays Ken. That might be what it takes to finally get Ken nerfed and Lily buffed. If the Lily cosplayer who has... That's a great cosplay. If they end up picking Ken, that might be finally the straw that breaks the camel's back. Ken might actually finally get nerfed, and they might actually regrettably buff Lily.
まあリリーから出てきて一番おもろいのはやっぱザンギグあたりか。
最初はリリー使ってたんだろうなみたいな。
Anti-Mexican bias? Nah, bro, they definitely should have brought T-Hawk back. T-Hawk is way more... I'm sorry, T-Hawk is a much cooler character than Lily. Way cooler. I played T-Hawk. When Super came out for Street Fighter 4, that was my main. When Super came out for Street Fighter 4, my history with Street Fighter at the time was, you know, I played it. I started vanilla Street Fighter 4 basically Christmas 2009, right? And so Super was coming out soon. And then I got to play off and on here and there, mashing with Balrog and not knowing what to do. And then I remember I saw, like, was it a TV ad? I saw an ad for Super Street Fighter 4 and it looked so fucking sick. And I remembered the day it was supposed to come out. And this is back before Twitter and all that. You kind of had to get your news from some sources and then go places to buy the games. I had money from... I was a substitute guitar teacher at the time, and I had my truck for my... Wow, she's beating ass, by the way. I had my truck for my grandfather, and after school, I drove to Best Buy to pick it up, and I played some T-Hawk. And I just mashed dive kick and Condor Spire. Lore accurate Lily. Oh, she's doing the cheeky dive kicks, the headbutts. Empty jump lows. Nice perfect parry. No punish? Damn. Mochizuki Ukaru? Oh, wait. Burnt. No way. No, baited. You checkmate here, right? Are they going to go for it? Just take it. Yeah, just take it. They're gonna live. Oh, wait, they're gonna have level 3. You gotta spend it. You greedy? You? Oh, Mochizuki Ukaru is gonna make you pay for that. Hansiar. Never mind. I'm trying to get the government names on my commentary here. Surgeon Pepper with the full year. Appreciate that. And Squid is asleep with the 5 months. And Aurora FGC with the 29 months. And Lemon 01 with the 5 months. And Slurps with the 19. Thank you. Hans Yarrow. Hansiaro? Makes sense to me. Empty jump command grab. That shit feels bad. Oh, pick up? Oh, conversion! Damn, Mochizuki Ukaru. Kind of beating some ass. I believe modern is actually the default control scheme. Yeah, unfortunately. Every time you pick a new character, if you don't remember to change your controls, you're stuck playing that horrific control scheme. I tried playing some modern again today. I was working on something, and oh my god, it pissed me off. I just hate that you have to use so many buttons. It's built for pad. You have to use so many buttons. You can't just... You have to press a DI macro. You have to press a parry macro. You have to hold auto combo to modify your inputs. I do not like it at all on stick and leverless. I'm sure if you're playing on pad, it feels super natural. but I really don't like it.
ここまで行っても2択にはなるので、
そうなんですよね。ここもメキシカン台風。
Just as a layout, as a button layout for playing on leverless or stick.
これリバーサルでも、
風使ってたので、
はい。
Christy plays modern on levelist. So yeah, you don't need to. You can get used to it, of course. It reminds me of City of the Wolves. You have to use a bunch of macros. And I'm getting over that more as I play games like City of the Wolves. But and also I added the parry macro for Street Fighter 6. But in general, I never used extra buttons. Not even the 3-punch, 3-kick button. I never used anything for 10 plus years. So I hated having to add extra buttons and default from the default 6-button layout. But you have to with modern. So I'm getting accustomed to it. Like you gotta get with the times, I guess. That's how you know you're fucking old. Level 3? You should have level 3 Hans Yarrow. I really feel like you should be spending that level 3 because now you're in burnout and you're not surviving burnout against Lily. You're just not. You're gonna get chipped soon. Condor Spire, OD Condor Spire level 2. Yeah, do it again. Oh, Condor Spire to level 2. She was good level 2. Mochizuki Ukaru, let's go. Let's see the pop off. Come on. Now you have to hit her with the heavy punch. Hit him with a heavy punch in real life. You got the clubs? I just need to see a store onto the setup. No? She came to play, man. She's legit. She is MR 1800 plus. I don't know if you're just making that up or not, but yeah, she seemed really solid actually. Definitely legit. Imagine she was actually the Cammy. What's up? Is it Shishin-sen? Z-sen 14? Thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate that. Japan 1800 is a little different though. Is it? I wish I got to go to Japan before the rank reset. When I showed up to Japan, I did get to play a little bit on Wi-Fi here and there, and the rank reset happened, so I didn't get to get the full experience. I know at the top end there's inflation for the points. Obviously, if you're a top-ranked Japanese player, you're the best in the world, right? But like, you know, Punk gets to 2100, he gets to 2500 in Japan, right? You get what I'm saying. There's inflation at the top, but I don't know how much inflation there is in the middle because like the players there are just really good. There's a lot of really good players there, really good, and even the bad players, or I shouldn't say bad, but the players who aren't as highly ranked or aren't as strong compared to the field of competition, they're weak in different ways. I noticed that no player I played against had any technical flaws in the sense that they didn't drop combos, they didn't flub their setups, they didn't miss their meaties, they weren't missing their anti-airs. None, like anything mechanical was on point. Every single person I played, some of them had bad strategies, as in they rushed in too much, or they were trying to like overwhelm you with offense, or use too many DIs, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I could tell like some players had strategies that I would consider inconsistent or bad, but everyone executed their game plan. Whereas I think in America and NA, there's a lot of players who flub their execution all the time. Not just in terms of like literally dropping combos, but in terms of like their setup. They play a lot more fluid and dynamic. They miss certain things. It was not like that. Everyone played extremely clean for what they were attempting. Now, what they were attempting wasn't necessarily the best. Some players, obviously, got my ass beat too, here and there. But it was just very well executed. More psychos in NA or Japan. The Japan psychos in ranked are really scary. They're ham. They're ham. They're not as scrappy, but they're ham. And they execute. And you got to find a way to stop them. Also, everyone immediately does all like the DP OS on drive rush cancel, for example. Everybody's doing that. There's a lot of technical things that every player is executing perfectly every time. So I never got to experience what is 1800 in Japan versus NA. I never got to experience that to have a better comparison. Jack Chop, by the way, I don't know if I said thank you. Thanks for the 12 months.
Oh, well, if you can't beat them, join them!
But at the same time, there is, for the top level ranked players, there is definitely more inflation because all the master ranked players are in Japan. Therefore, there is more points in the economy. Therefore, at the top level, there's more inflation. The top players get higher ranks. So, like, the players who win constantly in the US, like take a Punk, for example, he can't really get above 2200 in America just by the way the ELO system works, MR system. But in Japan, he can get far more points. That's obviously the tippity top level, if you're always winning regardless. Ink Crossings to the big 35 months. Pizza Man 123 with the Prime. Trip TDO with the Prime. Cam Cho with the Prime. Thanks, everybody. Defeatly says, Elena has no throw loop, even with the drive rush. It begins! The cast leaks have begun. I do tend to trust Defeatly, but I can't say for sure. Defeatly, Elena notes thread. Elena herself does not have a throw loop from both forward throw and back throw, even when she does drive rushes. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. Yeah, imagine they just don't give Elena the throw loop and everyone else is the same. Uh-oh. No! You're burned out against Aki in the corner. She's gonna get out of burnout first. You can chip. Oh, okay, it worked out. It worked out. The Gandhi, thanks for the 9 months. Oh, throw? Nice. They try it on punish counter throw? No. They just said throw. If you're talking about system mechanics, like maybe they made it so that you can't get any throw loops except for punish counter throw, doesn't seem like that's been tested. That's something people have been throwing around as an idea, I know. How are they testing this? There's a build with Elena at Evo Japan, and there's a line. I'm guessing it's the same they've always done. Usually there's a line, you get X number of minutes to play the character versus another person not in training mode. They've done that a bunch of times. Yeah, I tend to trust Defeatly. But still, when it comes to these playtests, everyone's, you know, there's a lack of oxygen in the room. So take it with a massive grain of salt. Defeatly is a reputable source, though. I will say that. But no one's infallible. I played the test version. There's a drive teleporter and it's plus 15. Now we know where the Tekken 8 Season 2 dev team ended up. Harada shipped them on over to the Street Fighter Capcom offices. They said, hey, you mind if I just drop these guys off over here real quick? All right, thanks, bye. What? Ran out of there. Just added DBZ Vanish. Was Vanish a good mechanic? I think Vanish was pretty cool. I mean, if they baited out your Vanish, you got totally destroyed.
これでウィナーズファイナルの勝利。Day1 突破となりました。おめでとうございます。
And I felt like it felt very DBZ. And then at the same time, it was a combo utility tool, and also a neutral tool. Like for, I mean, obviously I only played in season 1, so the subtleties of how it ended up in the late game, and my memory is also fuzzy, so keep that in mind. But you know, you could use it as an air approach when they were in the air. Super dash was way worse. Yes, but also Super Dash, to me, I was more forgiving of those mechanics in that game because it's DBZ. Super Dash and Vanish felt so DBZ. Vanish was +1 on block also? Yeah, you earned the +1 by not dying when you did Vanish. DBFZ was a good game, for sure.
はい、ね、デイ2を決めたという選手も登場しました。はい、そして続いてが、ここ来ましたね、台湾からの、
Keyword was? Yeah, they started getting real party mode with it.
こちらですね。プール120、120と。そうですね。ここももうウィナーズファイナル。
Its biggest problem was not having rollback netcode. And yeah, I guess they gave it rollback netcode. Does it work? Last I kept up with is they gave it rollback and the game was breaking all over the place. Yeah, I really wish the game had rollback on release.
そうなんですね。じゃあベテランですね。
Shiro RBJ, thanks so much for that fresh prime, and Saki Saika Slime with the prime also, and Duro Stalker with the tier 1. Thanks everybody, enjoy your mid-tier emotes. Gamer B back at it. He got sponsored at the ripe age of what, 45? How old is Gamer B? He's up there, man. And 46. 46 years old, re-sponsored. I forgot who sponsored him and for what. Looks like Flash Wolves. He retired for a while to focus on his event that he was running in Taiwan, which I'm also forgetting the name of, and I guess he got the itch. Can't quit.
Bitch, I live in a fucking trash can.
Yeah, are they sponsoring him for City of the Wolves? Houston 06, thanks for the 11 months. Appreciate that. And lower case with the fresh prime. There's hope for me to get sponsored now. I think if you reach elite level in fighting games, you can pick it back up and maintain that, but I feel like it's hard to become elite past a certain age. Gamer B on the Akuma, huh? He was playing Cammy. Played a lot of Cammy in 5 also. Nice. What's the age to become an elite? Whatever my age is, +1. And that applies to everybody. What's up, Kangaroo? Oh! No punish? Sayaro giving Gamer B some free ones over here. Throwing some softballs his way.
足だったりとかを狙ってるんですが、そこに対しても今
You're dead.
ゲーマー B が的確にしゃが中パンチもしくは立ちジャキックと
Nice and easy. Flash Wolves Gamer B.
変われないと。そうですね。
One of the best ever do it. Back at it again.
まあいかに踏み込めるかですね。もう
Brian, can you win Evo, please? Okay.
さあここからアローまで投げてくる。
この密着さえ作ってしまえば。
はい。カミの強さが出るんですが、ここも返してくる。上から来る。
波動波動。上出る。
Hado, Hado, Hado. Oh, delay overhead comes to crack the skulls of us all.
ペースになっている。
プレッシャーかかる。
Damn, spacing on that. You're dead. He could have killed.
いやー、無敵を読んでる。
Sayaro throwing it away. I think he could have killed, right?
ゲーマー B は
From low forward, OD adamant fist like that.
立ち中からラッシュで入ってくる。
手前落ちもしっかり落ちてる。
はい。さあ、やはり上が出る。対空精度の高さです。さあ、ここはアローまで繋いで前に出る。打撃卓でしたが、その後の投げ抜け。
Nice. Is that suspended?
アローで先で触ってきたんですが、
Adamant fist, level 3. Nice and easy.
余裕を持ってのフィニッシュ。
Pretty much in full control the whole time.
最後はマガツキ
Gamer B. 46 years young.
見事な Day1 突破となりました。
Professional once again.
危なげないこのミナーズファイナルになりました。
I watched your Gil reveal reaction the other day, and it's so insane how much your production and video quality has clearly improved. My Gil reveal reaction. I had a Gil reveal reaction.
はい、完璧な運びがありました。
Gil release Street Fighter 5. When was that? That was in 2019. So that was back before I worked with AA. That was pre-COVID. So AA, my editor, he started working with me in the summer of 2020. So everything back then was me. First of all, I streamed in an apartment with really high ceilings and thin walls, so I couldn't project my voice. So I was always kind of like, I had to be quiet like this. And otherwise, I'd basically be yelling into my neighbor's ears. So this is kind of how all my streams were. And I didn't have good lighting or webcams or anything. And I did all my own editing. And I'm a really shit editor. So everything you saw was done by me while working full-time, going to the office, traveling to tournaments, streaming every night. And then I would put together one shitty video every couple of weeks or so. You like this voice because my mic is all EQ'd out the wazoo with a compressor and equalizer, and there's a bunch of effects on this, which I didn't have set up back then. It's not what it sounded like on those other videos. Real voice? What do you mean real voice? I basically had a whisper. I had a whisper in that apartment. I was self-conscious of speaking in that apartment. Literally, I had no idea how bad it was because like I moved in before everyone else moved in, and then one day I heard like Taylor Swift playing or something like that, and I thought literally my computer had a virus and it was playing Taylor Swift because it sounded like it was in my room. And then I realized, no, I finally had someone in the other apartment next to me and they played music. And it clicked. I was like, oh, if I hear their music that clear like it's in my room, they can hear me that clearly like I'm in their room.
Over 2,000 players from more than 200 clubs will battle it out in the ultimate test.
So, extremely thin walls, high echoey ceilings. So like everything was louder as well. So now that, you know, we're in a house, even here, like, you know, the houses are close by here. I sometimes I think I get a little too lit on stream, and anyone walking by outside, or, you know, it's still, sometimes I even think, even for the house situations, I gotta tone it down.
好条件には訳がある。IT スキルで生きるならレバテック。
Leverages. All Japanese.
PS5.
It's a leverages.
Featuring the biggest games.
What is this?
More players.
This is a PS5 ad?
Ways to win. Get ready to compete on a global stage. With new and exciting daily tournaments, all at the press of a button.
They've been really trying to make this PlayStation tournament a thing.
You're a seasoned competitor. We're just starting.
It's an interesting
Come for
ad.
the challenge and leave with glory and incredible prizes. It's time to join the competition. Sign up now on PS5.
Interesting. They've been really trying to push that for a while. ET is a KOF Evo champion, right? He has won before. I know he's been in grand finals at least, right?
さあ最初1本取っていきました、2PET 北斗丸さあ2本目こちらも小技からクラダンで運んでいったんですがここはサイン5サインタンジェントで切り返していく
He's playing this bitch. I hate this ninja, dude.
ありますねおっと
酒攻撃が今噛み合いそうではあったんですけど
I really dislike this ninja.
相手の投げ技に
I do not like him.
酒攻撃で確定も取れますからね、さあ絶一勝計残りわずかとなりましたがおっとフェイントに戻されず切り返していったんですが
さすがに残り体力が
少なかったですね早い小技で暴れていったのは ET 1ラウンドも取っていきました
開幕残影カウンター
打っていきましたね
残影もそんなに隙がないでしたっけか
そうですね弱盤はそんなにガードされても反撃は難しいんですけども
軽いマイナス
発生が早いんで、はい、ダメージも取っていきますよねそしてフェイントから一気に画面端さあ画面端固めているのは ET 投げから残りダメージ残りの体力が
Oh, didn't get the shimmy punish? Nice confirm. Light confirms to super are like way easier in this game. I don't know if it's the input leniency on the super when you have chain cancels, but something about the light confirms to super are way easier to do in this game than in Street Fighter. As a leveless player, I notice it's so much more consistent.
減らせるぐらいの体力なんですよね。はい、吹っ飛ばせるぐらいの体力があるんですよね。はい。こちらの SPG という。
I have no clue how to deal with all that Russian I'm seeing from Hokutomaru. I don't think anyone does.
はい。SPG の略。
He's got too many air options. It's mad annoying.
コメント出てみますかね。SPG の略ご存知の方。
SPG at the top meta? Did they do round start SPG?
意外に結構忘れる方多いんですよね。はい、こちら SPG、セレクティブポテンシャルギアという略になります。セレクティブポテンシャル。
Akainu just confirmed no throw loop without drive rush for Elena.
性能としては体力ゲージの
So we have two reputable members of the community saying that Elena has no throw loop without drive rush. Defeatly said no throw loop even with drive rush.
そうですね。先ほどよく画面で見られた緑色に光る技、レブブローという技なんですけど、相手の攻撃をすべてアーマーで受け止めつつ、打撃を繰り出す。そして、ヒットした際には強制ダウンだったりとか、さまざまな恩恵がある強力な必殺技なんですけども、そちらをSPG 中発動中は使うことができるんですね。はい。他にもそのヒドゥンギアの発動条件に入っていたりとか、そういったシステムもたくさんあるんですけども、その辺はまたおいおいさすがにその辺は
What's up, Curly?
はいまたそうですね試合を見ながら
Big 74. It was warm as hell here in the venue. You're in Japan.
ヒドゥンギアかっこいいっすよ。
Hopefully you're having fun.
今回の画廊伝説シティオブザルブスのキャラクターの中で
Yeah, Japan summer I heard is brutal. We got there in November, which I think was a great time.
あとロック以外もお願いします。
Has there been a DLC character who did not get a throw loop? No, generally the DLC characters have the best throw loops. Akuma and Mai at least. Terry's throw loop is decent, but it's one of the lower tier ones. And then M. Bison's throw loop. I mean, he's got a back heavy kick. You're working 3 tournaments simultaneously. It's my first time here. Hopefully you have some extra time. Japan is very nice. Oh, who do we got? They both had a sliver of SPG. That Gato is revving up though. Overheated? Cien! Dude, City of the Wolves is very interesting. It's just such an interesting cast of characters. There really is like an SNK gold rush going on. Everyone's hungry for that Saudi money, baby. But like, it's another. It reminds me a little bit of DBFZ.
One time I met Brian_F at Evo. I asked for an autograph. He asked me what my rank was. I said bronze Chun main. He pushed me to the ground and had his security guards throw me out the building. He didn't want to breathe same air as a bronze player.
Well, I mean, would you? I mean, you missed the part where, you know, I got a few licks in as well. And maybe cracked a rib or two. But overall, fairly accurate retelling of an average Evo interaction for me. You're welcome. Thank you, Bronze at Heart, for the $5. Yeah, it's an interesting gold rush. Players from so many different genres. Cien was godlike at KOF 13, by the way. I watched a lot of the KOF I watched, I think, was of Cien. Cien was one of the players I watched the most KOF 13 of. I used to watch KOF back when the game looked good. I liked when all the Street Fighter players. I think I saw a Cien Tokido Grand Final somewhere. Am I tripping? Yeah, the KOF 14 and 15 were butt ugly. Oh my god. This game, I like the art style. It barely scratch. It's on the verge of being passable though. The graphical fidelity is very low, but I'm a sucker for cel shaded art styles. So it crossed the eyeball test when they announced it. So that's why I'm playing it. This doesn't look good to you? No, I like the art style. I do think it could be better, but I like it. I like City of the Wolves. 14 and 15 though, I can't look at. I don't want to watch the game. I just feel like I'm watching like something cheap. I look at it and I just feel like I'm not looking at a well-made thing. It's just I'm sorry, I'm so shallow. I'm sorry, but whenever I see those games, it just my shallow human brain and eyeballs go, I'm looking at something subpar. And not even like a cool sprite-based unique art style, just a bad art style and bad graphical fidelity. I can deal with low polygon counts and you know, subpar graphical fidelity for older games and stuff with good art styles. That's not a problem for me. Cien needs to get around this game, man. DJ Shingo is kind of cooking. Yeah, I think the animations are good in this game. The supers kind of lacked impact. That's one thing I would say, but I like the animations are very crisp in this game for a lot of the attacks. Like Gato looks dope. Like I like how Gato looks when he's hitting buttons. It's very snappy, and I think it looks good. You aren't full of shit, by the way. Cien and Tokido definitely played in KOF 13. Yeah, I think there were some big-ass grand finals they played in. And I think it was in France. I feel like it's a French tournament.
So this...
Oh, they played in Southeast Asia? Okay. I think there was also one in France as well. But yeah, I used to watch KOF 13 a decent amount. I hate that I dislike how this game feels to play. It's cool. You don't gotta like it. Whoa! He did the transform to top tier super? Holy shit! Cien is fucking godlike. My goat Sien, he knows how to win. Let's go, my dude. Time to fucking cook. I knew I should have counted him out. Oh, he's back at it. Godlike combo conversion from Sien. He's always pushing the limits of his characters. I love to see it. That 1.5 million is his in the bag. Let's go. The mid combo transform top tier. All right. Oh, come on. No anti-SPG. Could he have stopped the chain to an anti-air move? When you're caught in your chained lights, it can get awkward. Like your inputs overlap and you get an extra chain on accident. Nice. A lot of backdash. Are backdashes invincible on Wake Up in this game? Oh, he didn't manage his meter. He overheated. I don't think he expected that, did DJ Shingo. I tried to empty jump lower. Gets thrown out of it. Wake Up buttons. Last hit situation for both players. Oh, Stan's gonna get chipped too. Oh, he jumped into the DP? Oh, this is spaghetti. This is spaghetti. Low and throw invincible only? Interesting. He did do that. Was the DP, right? I don't think he meant to do that DP, and then his opponent jumped into it. That was funny. Pretty funny.
さあそして続いての試合、さあフェンリッチ vs 倉本千奈選手ですかね。合ってますかね。さあそしてビートバイ1と書いてあるので、もしかしたらフェンリッチ選手は1本すでに取っている状態かもしれませんね。さあカイン vs
This is number 1 and number 2 in the game for sure, right? Yuru Tora Tim, thanks for the prime. How fast is that anti-air super? Fenriddy is also my GOAT. He played my team, or I played his team, I should say. Nice guard break sequence. I love Fenridge. He played my team in DBFZ. I literally would just watch his Twitter every single day. He posted clip after clip after clip of TOD combos. I would just bookmark and steal all of his combos. I loved it. Literally, I was just, in Street Fighter 5 for a bit, or Street Fighter 6 for a bit as well. He had a mean JP. He was kind of trying to catch up in that game, though. But he got there.
まずいです。オーバーヒートは本当にもう文字通りまずいです。まずいです。はい。なのでレブゲージの管理は非常に大切なところになっておりますね。特にまあレンガの連携組まれたのもどうしようもないですけど。
Kane heavy DP break is the best DP break in the game. It happens so quick, it's so hard to react to.
そうですね。まあやはり
And his is still -2, right? I think they're universally -2. But he gets so much reward. I don't know if he gets more reward than the average character, but his flash kick essentially just feels so powerful. Because if he lands that, he gets his set play. So I don't know if I don't have the numbers on it to know if he gets more damage from it. But also I think it has more horizontal range. It does feel plus. Him and Marcos feel like that. But in general, a lot of the DP breaks have very, very little hit stun. Let me know when they start going back to games on Evo Japan 1. It's alright. Oh, was that Hokutomaro talking shit?
ガトリングフリーザーっていう長期だけなぜかずっと覚えててガトリングフリーザーもう一個何でしたっけ
もう一個が、ラッキーストライクですね。
ラッキーストライク、そうだそうだ。
かっこいいですよ。はい。
お、
あともう2本でした。もしかしてもう2本目だった。はい。一瞬で終わりましたね。
ですかね。なんか
そうですね。
リザルト画面から動かなかったし、そういうこと？
そうですね。
I feel like Fenrich always had the second place curse though in DBFZ. He was above and beyond my favorite player in that game, and I love that he was like super loyal to Vegeta and Cell. Those characters were so sick. So sick. I love those characters in that game. And his combo conversions were amazing. He won the World Tour? Okay, good. Oh, I think I saw that. But DBFZ, it just fell off in the competitive sphere really hard. It's kind of weird how that happened. This wasn't really supported well enough relative to other esports titles. COVID happened. Yeah, I'm forgetting. It didn't have rollback. COVID happened. Developers didn't support it enough. Yeah, there's a bunch of not good things happening. Only Strive was positioned well to thrive during that era. It felt too repetitive. Did it? It was the first of the universal mechanic heavy games. I could see at like low and mid level that game is very repetitive. I definitely understand that feeling. I don't think it was repetitive at high level. But there's a lot of blocking. I think the variety came from the movement, which was kind of a subtle high-level aspect of the game. So I can see what you're saying. I do think because of all the universal mechanics and the way the block string pressure worked, you kind of had to put in a lot of hours to start unlocking a lot of the nuance. Yeah, Bardock level 3. Level 3s in general got old. Bardock. I remember a while ago when a lot of more casual players were saying that Sparking Zero is going to have a longer shelf life than DBFZ. I remember that whole debate about Sparking Zero at Evo, and Sparking Zero is a real competitive game. I didn't say anything about that at the time, but like, I just feel like FGC people need to just not don't engage with people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. In general, I forget what the phenomena is called, but and I used to be very guilty of this for sure, and I've really slowed down myself, and I don't use Twitter in that sense, as sometimes I fall for it, but I tend to not use Twitter like that anymore, and I tweet significantly less than I used to. But when you engage and respond to a message that represents a message that you disapprove of, and you want to shame someone or knock them down a peg, and you quote tweet them or reply to them, even if you're right, all you're doing is spreading their message. And that is the whole game that all the political parties and everyone's playing now. They want to rage bait you for you to go, you're so wrong and bad and stupid, and here are the facts. And all you did was the audience who is going to not agree with them already wasn't going to agree with them, but then you just spread their message more, increase their reach and funnel to grab people who might sort of agree with them. And all you've done is done their job for them. There's a word for that. I forget what it's called. There's a word for that sort of spread where people don't care how much you disagree or how much you berate them or how correct you are. It doesn't matter. You're just spreading their message. People need to learn that. That's how social media operates, and stop quote tweeting shit that you don't agree with, and stop arguing with people who you don't agree with. Arguing with people on the internet does nothing besides spread their influence. It does nothing. So when all those Sparking Zero players were saying this is gonna be put this game in Evo, FGC elitists don't respect arena fighters as real, because they're not real fighting games. Don't have that conversation with the moron who's gonna drop the game for the next DBZ game in 2 weeks. Like, just don't have that conversation. Don't talk to them. Let them be in their bubble, circle jerking, saying how great their game is, I'm sure it's a great game. It's not a fighting game. It's not. I'm sorry. It's a different subgenre of game. Don't argue with them. That whole era of Sparking Zero, so many prominent FGC figures were like getting in these debates about it, and I'm like, why are any of you talking about this? The game is gonna be like, if casual games are great until they get hyper optimized to the point where they're broken, and then you realize they're bad competitive games. And that is like every arena fighter. They're great casual games meant to be fan service, loaded with content and fun things to do, low barrier to entry. But then once people actually get good at them, you realize half the time they're a broken mess. And that's what casual games are a lot of the time, because they're not, the focus of them is their design is meant to be fun. A party game, something, yeah. And you can get good at it, but once you get good at it, you're probably going to hyper-optimize the fun out of it. Fighting games have a really tough job of having to stand up to the scrutiny of people, thousands of people trying to hyper-optimize it every single day, which is why it's tough to design a good fighting game. And that's why still pretty much every fighting game is shit. They're all shit to begin with. But imagine a game where they didn't design it for that. It's extra shit. Like, fighting games are already shit enough to begin with, and they're trying to make it good at high level. They're trying. Imagine a game where they're not trying to make it good at high level. Some games are not good when they're hyper optimized. It's just how it is. I would say most games aren't. What am I describing? Street Fighter 6? I think all fighting games are pretty shit when they're super hyper optimized. As in, you have to like be able to stomach the bullshit. There will be something fucked up about the game. It's just the nature of the beast. So you just got to figure out what flavor of bullshit you're willing to tolerate. Damn. Missed his meaty. Can we have a perfect fighting game, though? Is it even possible? No. What does that mean? Perfect game? It's always going to be subjective to a degree. I've always said the whole point of fighting games is to break them and make it not fun for the other guy. Pretty much. I mean, that's her goal. There's an inherent asymmetrical goal from both players, and that tension is what results in the game being good. But that tension can be broken with one-sided ass matches. Xian back at it. Oh, this Vox player got around. Uh-oh. Okay, Zaki Wild got the combos. He's gonna take him out of SPG. He dropped. Uh-oh. Xian got the SPG. Nice confirm. I was just about to say it, though. He has super. Nice confirm. That looks like a late cancel as well in the heavy. Oh, Xian let it rip. He tried to just defend. He didn't get the guard cancel. Okay, Xian's gonna build the next bar, the next interaction. Can he get like a light? Oh, that's it. Super. He dropped. I think he tried to do. Oh, a punish on the sweep. Nice punish. He definitely tried to like do a string into super, I think. Technically, the perfect fighting game is Street Fighter 1, depending on what you mean by perfect. What, where you play only mirror matches? Yeah. Pretty much. I do think Footsies might be the perfect fighting game. If you're talking about balance, just make everybody play one character. That's it. Any game like that is like, you want perfection? You want perfect balance? Here you go. That's what I'm saying. It's all about being rough around the edges. If they made an arena fighter from the ground up with competitive focus, do you think it'd be embraced by the FGC? Well, then it would be a 3D fighting game. Or a 3D fighting game with a run mechanic? Wouldn't that be sort of like Soul Calibur? Or like Pokken? Those are fighting games, yeah. Whatever, man. This is generally the business model of arena fighters is to be a fan service vehicle, which is it's a fun thing to do. And I'm sure they're good games up till mid-level, but they tend to break. They tend to break at top level. Fun greater than balance. I kind of agree, but I also have to admit there's very different expectations these days. I think it depends. It depends on how easily solved the game is, because a big part of why we'll never go back to that is because we've ironed out the friction from execution barriers. So I think the fact that Street Fighter 4 tended to be less balanced in 5 and 6, it was eased into that by the fact that there was such a high execution barrier to optimize everything that people were much more slow to fully flesh out and optimize the game. So you can kind of exist and get by as a low tier and cheese people out, and you had other avenues to surpass your opponent and also for them to not totally brutalize you. Whereas in the era with input buffers, any like gap in balance often tends to be exploited much more easily and readily available, you know? It's not quite the same. So I feel like because of the expectations of modern gaming expectations and esports, balance is more in demand, but also we hit that pain, or we notice it much more readily available because of the ease of execution, meaning we're much more quickly getting to the end goal. The period of discovery is shrunken by easier execution and also greater access to resources and greater community knowledge and sharing. So we're quickly hyper optimizing games way faster than ever, faster and faster and faster. So I think it's just also a different era at the time. But a big charm of like older fighting games is because, you know, one frame links are all over the place in Street Fighter 4, for example. There's so many things to explore, even in a low tier character, and even if you're playing a top tier versus a low tier, you know, you do an uppercut against a top tier character, they might drop their uppercut punish. They might try to do a combo and you whiffed an uppercut and they do one button into nothing. And instead of you eating 70% if they were on point with their one frame links, you eat 5%, right? Like there's just different, it's just different. Dang Ming, thanks for the 7 months. Platform King with the 2 months. Wow, they really played those like handful of matches for Street Fighter 6 and stopped. They've been on break this whole time, right? I'm not tripping, like they just kind of gave up. Is Pokken good? I did not know too much about Pokken. I think that game suffered from a branding problem. They should not have called it Pokken. They should have just called it like, what is Pokemon Arena? Is that a game already? They should have, the whole Tekken and Pokemon blending of the names, they should have dropped completely the Tekken branding. It should have just been a Pokemon fighting game. Like, who in their right mind really thought that the Tekken... That, first of all, people would even get the pun. Even if you equally know about Pokemon and Tekken, when you see Pokken, until you see the gameplay, you're not even going to really recognize it. And even then, you're probably not going to recognize that it's Tekken influenced for a while. But who in their right mind thought those two brands were at all comparable? Even at Tekken's peak, which at Tekken 3 and 4, I guess. I think Tekken 3 might have been the peak. Who thought that? Pokemon is the biggest media franchise of all time. It should have just been called Pokemon Ultimate Arena or Pokemon Arena. Or, is that a game? That sounds like it could be the name of the game. Pokemon the fighting game. Pokemon Versus. Right. It should have just been called. It should have just been a Pokemon fighting game through and through, and then that's it. And then it could have had the tech and mechanics and all that, but it should have just been Pokemon. It was on the Wii U. Oh my god. Branding disasters all around. Should have been called PXKO. That's probably better than 2XKO. Is that game coming out? Be honest. I know half of you are probably devs. They got to keep hiring more help from the FGC until everyone in the FGC is employed. They got to crank this release out, man. One by one, we're all getting hired by Riot. We got to get this thing out the door. Damn, guard breaking the fireball. Hold that. Visor X into the 25. How many characters do they still need to announce? 3? How many characters does the beta have? It's only releasing with 10, right? I forgot the number. God. I mean, I wish them all the best, but that is leaving. That makes I feel anxious about 2XKO. I want it to succeed. I really do, but I cannot lie. When I think about it now, it went from excitement to anxiety. I'm anxious about this game. I really want it to succeed. There's no part of me. Yeah, I'm having anxiety thinking about it. My girlfriend says it's a perfectly fine roster size. Well, if Farian's girlfriend says it's fine, then it must be. Can you confirm she doesn't play fighting games, right? Can you confirm? Because legitimately, that's the people we need the opinions of. Oh, it was a penis joke? My bad. Sorry, I'm not thinking about dicks like you guys. This is cruel. Kane is a cruel character. Hamond? Thanks for that fresh prime. Enjoy the mid-tier emotes. Kane is messed up. I don't know if he's broken, but he's definitely better. He's definitely better than a lot of the cast. So it's a JP enjoyer? Let me contemplate that one. Is Kane more busted than release JP? Probably not. It's just hard to describe because the way Kane is like doing things right now, it's extremely overwhelming. I think it would need more time to digest, and then maybe it wouldn't be so overwhelming, just like with JP. There is definitely a similar vibe where like people have to figure out the game mechanics a lot more before you're actually even playing versus both those characters. I would have to assume that Season 1 JP would probably age better than Kane, but Kane right now is fucked up. I think Amnesia is what sets it apart. Just Season 1 Amnesia was just too much. I think without Season 1 Amnesia, I feel like Kane... Yeah. Kane has his DP break is almost like Amnesia. Just he has this thing where you just get launched randomly. It's just, yeah, Season 1 Amnesia is what sets it apart. But like Kane, you're getting zoned and then you randomly just get fucking launched and die. Like it's just so bizarre. I haven't quite figured it out. He's rushing the shit out of you, by the way. He's going ham as fuck on offense the whole time and zoning you. Ludwig promised to watch the video. Wait, did I got a confirmation? What do you mean? Is he streaming? What up, Mike? Kane is 100% better than JP at launch, but system mechanics allow you to think you have a chance. Huh. You think he's 100 times better? I think the thing about JP is genuinely JP was busted in Season 1, but I also think everyone was fucking ass. Everyone was ass. So I still have a chip on my shoulder about people bitching about JP in Season 1. You guys were bad. You were bad at the game and you refused to adapt. That's why I'm also reserving my criticism for Kane, because I am bad at the game, but I will adapt. That's why I'm saying for now, because Kane's time might be coming. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm bad at the game. I don't have the foresight. That's why I'm not. I gotta bite my tongue a little bit. Yeah, I just feel like Kane is like Kane and the girl are just like a cut above everybody. Okay, so Lud didn't leave me on red. Yeah, so I guess the cat's out of the bag. Ludwig did DM me like a couple of weeks ago to ask me to coach him in Street Fighter, and then he just hasn't fucking done a damn thing.
And I am going to raid. Who do I raid here? Let's take a look. Thank you for the prime.
Brian F.
Tiger, I appreciate it. Thank you everyone who subbed. We got
your coach that you're ignoring.
1,000 primes today, maybe a little less, but I appreciate it very much. I actually appreciate that very, very much. Wait, hold up. We have a clip we have to watch.
Definitely rating Brian F. 100%.
Big impressed me. Ludwig impressed me. Yeah, you guys said he was a flop.
I guess we missed it. No, he hit me up, and I said, yeah, sure. He told me he's playing classic Honda, and I was like, interesting pick. So that's why I learned Honda on stream. I was also too busy playing City of the Wolves to even do any. I was not in a Street Fighter mode at all. So I played Honda yesterday and made that quick guide for him. And I double messaged him. I said, hey man, I'm gonna be streaming. You can hit me up for a call. Hey man, I streamed. Here's the VOD and here's a video. It's like, all right. Gotcha. Here you go. He said modern is for pussies. I saw. Yeah, I watched his VODs. He was losing his fucking mind, and I was like, this dude should be playing modern, and he should not be playing on an arcade stick. He is really setting himself up for failure. He got almost there. He picked Honda, yes, great move. But then he went classic and picked an arcade stick when he doesn't play arcade stick. He's not an arcade stick player. I think Slime probably influenced him and gave him an arcade stick. I think he to me, at this point, if you're not a fighting game player already and you're doing one of these streamer tournaments and you pick up arcade stick, I think you're just trying to cosplay as a fighting game player. Like, there's no other... You're not trying to optimize to win in a week. I think you just... Which I respect. I respect trying to feel like a cool fighting game player. But, like, in a week... I've got... This is my third rodeo now with the streamer type of deal, right? I did the 2 Stage Jam slams. And now... I'm telling you, I can't get anyone to fucking just pick Modern Honda and play on your pad and mash headbutt and butt slam. I don't know how many times I just scream it from the rooftop. I gotta scream it from the rooftop. You gotta pick Honda and spam headbutt and butt slam. Incoming raid, don't tell me he's not doing it. That's not happening. Am I about to subject Ludwig viewers to City of the Wolves? They're not going to know what this is. They're not going to understand. I need to see Brian F. Tyler 1 stream. That's not happening. I did watch some Tyler 1 VODs as well. And I think the only thing he said is, you got to be a pussy-ass bitch to use a coach for a fighting game. I think that's the only thing. I opened his stream today, and I think I heard him say that. He's like, no free clout. You gotta be a pussy-ass bitch to use a coach in a fighting game. And then that was the end of that. But he's already platinum. Oh, shit. The raid it came in. Baited. Baited. That's called reverse psychology. That's how you get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Challenge the ego. Say he won't do it. Just like he won't pick up Modern Honda. He won't watch that video. He won't watch that VOD. What's going on? What do you guys call these days? Ludbuds? Is that still a thing? What is going on, everybody? I don't think this game, City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury, has ever had 9,000 viewers, ever. You guys are setting records here. You know, Saudi Arabia paid iShow Speed and KSI to be in an ad for this game. But I think we here accomplished what they could not. They put Ronaldo in this game. And we got more viewers for it than they could. They literally put Ronaldo in the game. What's going on, everybody? Welcome from Ludwig's stream. Hello, I'm Brian F. I play Street Fighter. This is not Street Fighter, this is another game. Category Street Fighter 6. Close enough. We were trying to watch Street Fighter, but for some reason they don't want to do it. It is Evo Japan right now. You might know of Evo Vegas. They have added more events. This is the Japanese leg of the Evo series now. We're enjoying some games here. I think Street Fighter 6 is back up. We'll be tuning into that. But yes, I have been playing some Honda. I sent Lud a VOD of me learning the character, some tips. We'll see if he picks up on it. Thanks everyone following and subbing. We're just doing a chill restream for a bit. Run some ads. Is that what you do? Loop-de-doo, thanks for the prime. Appreciate that. Yeah, you guys called Ludbuds still? From my era... What was it called? It was Ludbuds. I'm from the boys era. Boys. You know, the era where the plan was simple. That's what I know. I don't know what Lud is up to these days. I guess I should run an ad. Yeah, I'm definitely running an ad. Nah. I'm curious. It's only 7 times my average viewership. It wouldn't be worth it. Nah. If it'd be 7 times the money, it wouldn't be worth it. We're waiting anyways. Is that literally the meta? I mean, I know people do this, but I don't think it's that common, is it? You won't know balls. I mean, I'm 50% of the way there. Damn, I could play that for a whole new audience. I can play that card for... I get to play that card for a whole new audience? Hell yeah. They're running? Of course, they're dropping like flies. Ian or something, appreciate the prime. You lost 700 viewers just saying ad. They came to drop their emotes and dip. You gotta know the drill when you get a big raid. A handful of people might be curious and stick around. We will be watching Street Fighter if they decide to air it. Okay. I blame City of the Wolves for the Lud Buds dropping like flies here. Oh, what's up, No Name on the YouTube chat? Thanks for the $5. Just wanted to give something because I enjoy watching you. Appreciate that. It's a little creepy worded that way, but I get the sentiment. Thank you very much. How would someone get better at Street Fighter 6 for someone just starting? I mean, you got to play the game, of course, but I have a video on my YouTube channel, like a starter guide. It was pretty good timing. I just put it out like last month. I have a really well edited starter guide. My editor AA went really ham on that one. Breaks down literally day one what you should do for Street Fighter 6. So if you head to the YouTube channel, the Ultimate Street Fighter 6 starter guide for 2025. That is my... I finally have a resource to point to say, like, this is what you do. But for the most part, you just got to pick a character that you think looks cool. And the main thing is you got to be honest about what your goals are. I was talking shit about Ludwig right before he raided because all these streamer tournaments keep happening. Like, I coached for Stage M Slam twice now. And then now this AT&T Cup is coming up. Everyone keeps trying to bite off more than they can chew. And you got to be real with yourself, right? Like, if you want to actually progress for the long term, that's one thing. But if you're trying to win in a week, you need to... You're not going to learn fundamentals in a week unless you're Tyler 1. That dude's actually fucking incredible. I can't believe he's in Platinum already. You probably just want to cheese them. You want to pick some mindless strategy and spam it. So you got to pick Honda and pick Modern. I watched Ludwig lose his mind playing Street Fighter. Oh, it was so fucking funny. He was so pissed. It was hilarious. And he's fighting the controls, and that's just how it's going to be. You're going to fight the controls until you really put the hours in. Tell Lud that I watched him getting pissed? It's not only that, he's playing on a... I was ranting about this right before you guys came in. He's playing on a arcade stick. Who gave him an arcade stick? Slime? Is Slime in the chat right now? Did you give him an arcade stick? Who the fuck gave him an arcade stick? He dusted off this piece of ancient technology. You got to go to a retro game store to even find one of those things. He should be playing on a PlayStation pad, a leverless controller, or mouse and keyboard. And on Modern. He has a Rap 4? I think I have a Rap 4 in my closet. Those things are... That's the blue shell. They weigh like a quarter of a pound. And they feel like cheap plastic. Is it that one? Anyways, he can do it. Are classic controls just plain worse than modern? No, absolutely not. At the highest level, the vast majority of pros use classic, and I think classic is generally better in most ways. However, it lets you get into the game first, because the biggest hurdle people have when getting into Street Fighter and fighting games in general is, imagine you went your whole life never playing a first-person shooter, then someone handed you a controller, and you have to do strafing and aim with the two thumbsticks, and you never learn that language of gaming, right? Fighting games exist in its own niche bubble where all the conventions that are used in the way the game controls, it's a language within this one niche that if you haven't played a fighting game, a traditional fighting game, you've never been exposed to that. So you're just going to be fighting the controls for a long time. Whereas if you use modern, it's more like playing Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers really smoothed out the lower level barrier to entry and made the game really easy to execute. So modern controls, they finally added that to Street Fighter, and it really smoothed over that barrier to entry. However, they had to make some compromise because, like, the way fighting games are balanced, it's literally around the motions. You can't easily access certain techniques while you're committing to certain options based on their inputs. So, like, it's hard to do an anti-air uppercut while you're walking back because you have to walk back and then go to forward and do this whole motion. If you're walking forward and being offensive, it's easy to do an uppercut because you're already doing part of the motion while walking. So your inputs for other moves will overlap with the inputs for moves you might want to do in the future. So some things are easier to access or harder, and there's a balance around that with your reaction times. Modern, on the other hand, you press a button, it immediately does the move. For supers that are invincible and fly through things, you see them do anything, you see them flinch, you press the button, you do an invincible super. So to counteract that, the modern controls where you press one button to do the special moves or super, they do less damage. Because it's kind of broken. You have instantaneous reactions with no execution curve whatsoever. But in return also, you have access to less moves. You lose out on some of your toolkit, and you do less damage when you use the modern moves. So at high level, generally, most pros use Classic to have access to their whole move set. But there's a handful of niche picks that people use Modern for, and that's for a very specific benefit. So, like, if you're playing Chun-Li, her level 2 super flies forward horizontally and is invincible. So you might pick Chun-Li Modern. She's good for that because the Modern improves her uppercut reaction times and makes it so that you can react with super really well. So there's a handful of Modern Chun pros. And same thing with Ed. Ed, there's like a Tachikawa plays Modern Ed. He uses it for one button anti-air because his anti-air is very slow. So he presses one button, but that makes his ground game much stronger because he doesn't have to think about the anti-air as much. And then he can press one quick button to always anti-air because Ed has a slower anti-air. So there's like specific niche scenarios where people use Modern at high level. But for beginners, dude, you have a week. You're instantly playing the game when you pick Modern. I don't like Modern, personally. I think it makes the gameplay worse at high level. But I definitely tell everybody in these streamer tournaments, you probably want to play Modern. Oh shit, JB? Speaking of, JB, Team JB eliminated Team Brian F at the last Stage Jam Slam I was in. Or the first one, rather. I think we beat them in the... I think that's one team we beat in the second one with Team Unk. JB from NA. The first American player we're seeing. Our residents... Rashid enthusiast. How many hours would you say it would take to get decent at Classic? It varies. The thing about Classic is you're going to be sitting there practicing your execution for a while. But that's part of the fun. I really enjoy practicing execution like that. I actually like playing Modern and use Classic inputs for moves that aren't available with Modern, i.e. Honda short and long headbutts. Yes, you still have access to your special moves in Classic and Modern by doing the Classic inputs, and that avoids the damage penalty, but you still lose out on normals. There's some normals that you just don't have access to, and it varies based on the character when you're playing Modern. So you have all the special moves usually. I don't think Ken has, like, some of his Dragon Lash specials, though. So you do lose some of your moveset. I started playing Street Fighter 3 weeks ago and found Classic just feeling better. When you execute something fully with your own hands, it's such a cool feeling. I love it. But it was hell playing on pad. I thought leverless is just much better for me. Yeah, whatever feels good, feels better in your hands. There's no real... For the long term, you can play on whatever you feel comfortable with. I was ragging on stick because I think what I noticed is, like, all these non-fighting game gamers, they tend to gravitate towards leverless because leverless reminds them of keyboard. But whatever, any controller works for this game. You don't have to worry. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. You don't have to worry about stick versus leverless, whatever for the long term. But yeah, for me personally, I really like executing things. Like, it feels good once you get the hang of it. All right, let's go, JB. One of our best American players. He was on C9, by the way. They dropped him. Rough being a fighting game player these days. Him and his brother, the only two sponsored brothers in the fighting game world. Perfect. Lud is very anti-modern because of the stigma. That's what I was saying. He's playing on Classic on an arcade stick to cosplay as a fighting game player. And it's funny because in Japan is where all the best players is. This game is like, this game is huge in Japan. There's like 25,000 concurrent players and 23,000 of them are all from Japan, right? This game is wildly successful in Japan compared to the rest of the world right now. And it's by far the biggest fighting game ever in the modern era because of that. And 99% of the players picking up this game in Japan play on modern. And they're all better than the average American player. They all play modern. They take it very seriously. But that is a real stigma. Like, you want to feel cool and feel like you're not taking a cheap shortcut. It's not like that. It's just another way to play the game. Nah, it's kind of a cheap shortcut. I want him to take cheap shortcuts. I take that back. He has a week. He needs to take as many fucking shortcuts as he can if he wants to win. I want him to play modern Honda. Whatever. It's easier for me. I don't know how to play modern. It's a weird control scheme. Every time I have to teach somebody modern, I have to relearn it. Does modern help with charging? No, you still have to charge, but I don't think you have to press the opposite direction to activate the move. Like for headbutt, you just hold back and then press special. And then for butt slam, you just hold down and then press special. Emeru said the same, but Lud refuses. You know what's funny? I do have like some weird one-sided lore with both Lud and Emeru. Emeru did the AT&T tournament in Street Fighter V ages ago, and I put out a tweet, and I said, I don't know what streamer needs to hear this, but you need to pick Honda and mash Light Punch. And back then, Honda, his best move wasn't headbutt or butt slam, it was hands. You just spam the hands over and over, and like new players can't stop that. It just cheeses them. And then she won a shit ton of games doing exactly that, and she was like, oh damn, the Twitter guy was right. And that became my nickname for a while. I was Twitter guy. She was legit fucking people up, mashing hands, and I'm like, no one listen. I swear to God, I put out that. First of all, that fucking pickup, that was insane. Oh my God, that would have been crazy. Did you see his pickup? He was styling too hard. If that level 3 actually comboed, oh, don't choke. Okay, he almost got robbed. That hooligan could have been a grab or a hit. He could have got grabbed to level 3. Yeah, he was definitely lost in the sauce there. Yeah, but I was that Twitter guy. That was back in like 2022. Ancient history. Is Honda always cheap in every game? He tends to be a scrub killer. Really hard for low and mid-level players to deal with, and then falls off at high level. He's not a good tournament character. Easy to execute and implement offensive moves that have counters, but it's up to the opponent to really study the matchup to counter, basically, right? So, like, you can immediately start doing headbutts and butt slams. If the opponent doesn't specifically know how to stop those two moves, you will get steamrolled. Is Zangief also one? Yeah, Zangief's a little bit like that. I would say he's not as extreme in either direction, and Zangief is really good at high level. But Zangief also tends to be a good, like, beginner character to steal wins when the opponent doesn't know what's going on. What up, Neon? Hi, Brian. I should be at the venue, but I'm hung over. You're in Japan? I feel like for these Japanese tournaments, like, you check out the venue, then you dip. Because you're in Japan. That's how it was for me at the CPT Japan event. I played until I got eliminated, and then I dipped.
海外のこう
ね、
強豪プレイヤーが
はい姿を表してますね。さあこちらも明日への進出をかけた
Did I miss anything about Elena? Nah. I mean, people are starting to drop their speculation about her not having throw loops in her movesets and things like that, but I'm not really going through it. Is Luke on Modern good or bad? He's one of the better Modern characters. I think, like, the better Modern characters, like, at high level, it's going to be, like, Chun, Ed, and I think... who else is relevant? At top level, everyone plays classic Luke, but like at mid level, below that, still good. Like good options for modern, but maybe not the best would be like Lily, Honda. I think Honda modern might be better than classic, to be honest. There's some representation at my high level, like Chris G is playing my with a lot of success modern, and then Luke is good mid-level. I think classic Luke is just better overall, but Luke is like as a mid or like a beginner to intermediate. You don't lose much playing modern Luke. He's designed well around it. His potential is higher with classic though. For the most part, for most characters, the potential is higher with classic at the highest level. So it's more like what is solid until like pro level. Honda, Geef, Ed, Chun, Luke, Lily. Marissa used to be up there. A lot of classic. I'm surprised we're not seeing more modern. Giowa, dude, I haven't seen Giowa in a while. Giowa was like the FGC version of Where's Waldo back in the prime Capcom Pro Tour CPT Street Fighter V era. He was at every single tournament. They used to have every weekend there was like 3 different tournaments happening around the globe, and I swear he was at all 3 at once. There'd be something going down in Chile, something in SoCal, and in a random place in Europe, and somehow Giowa was at all 3 at the same time. He went to everything, but he never qualified. He got me though. I was on a decent run in SoCal regionals. I think I beat Strider. I was feeling pretty good, and then I lost to Storm Kubo with his broken ass Abigail. Then I lost to Giowa. My. You lose access to some normals, some of your regular button attacks, because the control scheme, it takes it from having a light, medium, and heavy punch and a light, medium, and heavy kick. Instead of having 6 buttons, attack buttons, you have 3. You just have light, medium, and heavy. And then you have the auto combo button, which is like a shift key. You can hold that while pressing light, medium, and heavy to get a different move. So the whole mapping is like, it's just less intuitive to me, and they have the developers have to pick and choose which moves get cut and what they do. I don't love it as my own personal preference. It's an odd fit, but it's worked. It helped get people into the game. He made Takuma in Street Fighter V. Nice reaction. Classic reaction. Actual double quarter circle. Nice cross cut as well. Oh, he didn't go for the elbow there? Mix. Oh, wait a minute. Quick confirm to level 3. It's going to do a lot of damage. Or was that... Was that CA? Yeah, it was CA. Hello, SK. How's it going? Oh, wait. That's guaranteed. That's a guaranteed stun. He's dead. No drop? Level 1? Oh my god, he's not dead. But he made it. No, he missed the punish. He could have whip punished that for sure. You're dead now. Spaghetti. Okay. Spaghetti. That was nuts. If you don't know, for the Lud Buds, you can block moves and not take damage until you're in burnout. So once he got put into burnout by spending all of his drive gauge and he turns gray, you can't block moves anymore. So there was a whole tension in that moment when he's getting off the ground because he was going to get chipped. But he also had some super, so he could have done an invincible super, predicting you going for the chip. So that's why it was real spaghetti when they were both low in health there. Nice interception. Ryu hits like a truck, man. Oh, you're dead. Wake up level 1 with Mai is pretty good because you might just win. How strong do you think Ryu is? He's a very good character. He's been slowly creeping up people's tier lists, gaining favor over time. A lot of strong players are gravitating towards him. What a punish, my man, Jiwa. Optimal stuff. One hit of crouching heavy punch out of the air. Into the throw loop. See? Perfect gaming. Perfect. It's all part of the plan. A Barre challenge on that. Mai is nice uppercuts. Gio definitely got those. Brother, that's his tournament life on the line right there. If that was blocked, he'd be in burnout and checkmated. Now he's back in the game. You gotta explain what a Barre is for the new people. I mean, I just throw that out there. Not everyone has to know what I'm talking about. Oh, nice heavy punch. Level 2? Okay, he's gonna need one more. Anti-shimmy, wake up, crouching, medium hit, calling out the walk back to bait out the DP and stay safe, but he misses the meaty. He did his throw too soon. You see, Ludbuds, what you have to do is as they're waking up, if you want to go for offensive pressure, you have to wait until they're actually actionable off the ground. They're totally invincible as they're rising, and so you can either go for an attack to hit them in case they try to press a button in return or try to escape with a backdash or jump away. They're not invincible during those movement options. They get hit. But if they sit there and block, you can go for a grab. And of course, if they went for a grab and return to tech your throw, if you hit the meaty, it would beat that as well. He went for the grab, but he timed it too soon, so it ran out of active frames as he was getting off the ground and therefore whiffed. And plus, there's 2 frames to throw invincibility on wake up, so you have to time it really tight window before the jab becomes active if they match their 4-frame on wake up, but also if they're still in the invincibility frames. It's really just a 2-frame window in order to win with the grab and the interaction. It can be tough to time mid-screen without a automatically timed frame kill. You guys got that? Did you take notes? That was one interaction on wake up, so you guys got to summarize that and tell Lud. Stop scaring the new viewers. I think that's my favorite thing to do. I like to scare the newbies. Oh, it's Betty? Betty is actually really fucking good. Oh, SK's fixing the chat for the Ludwig viewers. I'm old. We didn't have any of these emotes until SK came around. I gave her mod permissions and the stream went to shit. Back in my day, we had Franker Face Z and we were happy. None of this. What is this even called? 7. I installed it after I was in SK stream for too long and I didn't understand what anyone was talking about. 7 something? 7 TV? Is that what it is? Yeah, Betty is really, really good. I don't recognize her opponent here, but he might get washed. We'll see. Maybe I'll recognize the name. Betty plays Jury.
精神的にもね。
明日残ってるって言っても本当に何試合やんのみたいな絶望的な状況になっちゃうんで。
I love Betty. I messaged her saying I am her biggest fan, and she was so nice, and she called me SK-san. Basically, she's an angel. Yep. As expected. I play in the same position, cross-legged. I should start doing that, man. My left hip is going. Maybe that's the only solution. Sit cross-legged and force that hip down with hours of gaming. Cross legs is bad for your hips? Well, fuck it. I think living is pretty bad for your hips. Mad Porcupine 23, thanks for the prime. Eguto versus Betty. So if you guys want to know what Mai is all about, she's the latest character in this game, and people kind of hate her. She's super obnoxious. She instantly became the #1 most represented character at the top ranks in the world. Betty's getting cooked. Oh wait, a lucky break. Mai has really strong neutral, really great throw pressure, and her fireball's that it hits once, and then you see there it bounces on top of them to come down for another hit. In that gap, you can either throw them before the fan comes back down, you can hit them with a crouching low to hit their toes, or go for an overhead to hit their head, so they have to guess which way to block. So they get a mix-up, essentially. So she can cover the screen with these projectiles, and then approach behind it to get offensive pressure, get a throw, and you're kind of stuck there having to guess low, high, or throw. On top of great buttons. Oh my god. Eguto, I was hyping up Betty, but Eguto really just beat the shit out of her, kind of. Can you turn your mic down just a tad bit? I'm trying to hear Jury's footsteps. You got to go to SK stream for that. You're in the wrong stream. Come on, Betty. There we go. Nice conversion. Neutral jump bait. You thought a throw was coming. They whiffed the throw tech on wake up, expecting Betty to go for an offensive grab, so they jumped to bait out the defensive throw tech, and as they whiffed the throw, they came down with the attack. Full combo. Intercepted. There we go. Oh, now you're taking the throw. Now they're scared to tech the throw, so they took the throw that time. Eguto was PUBG and League of Legends Pro, currently wants to be Street Fighter 6 Pro. Interesting. There's so many people trying to go pro in Japan from other genres and other games in Street Fighter 6. It's really interesting how like the opportunity is in Street Fighter in Japan, whereas in the West, it does not exist. Alright, Betty, waking up. Why is Brian talking to us like we don't know what Street Fighter 6 is? I have like 3,000 people watching this stream right now who have probably never seen a fighting game in their life on the Twitch side. You're actually outnumbered right now. All of my regular viewers are outnumbered. What up, Nuggy? Time to move to Japan if it were that easy. You also have to be good, unfortunately. Yeah, you see the mix, throwing the projectiles down, you gotta guess. Charge up the projectiles, bounces on their head, hit with the overhead. You gotta guess high-low. Lord Grandpa Shizzle with the 5 gifted again for no reason. Thank you very much, appreciate that. Thanks for the continued and unnecessary generosity, as always. All right, Betty, what do you got? It's first to two. Oh, nice air-to-air conversion. He's going to get a juggle here, too. Oh, he didn't go for it? That's it. Wow, great awareness there. Like, because of all the fireball pressure, you're going to want to jump. But she has super damaging air-to-air options. That jump medium canceled into the OD dive. Gets the juggle into the level 2. Betty! Yeah, the only thing better than a fighting game player is a League of Legends player. Just like Tyler, dude. Tyler 1 is already in platinum rank. I'm telling you, fighting game players are consistently worse at games than people from other genres. Legitimately. The more our scene has grown, it's just become so clear to me that the superior gamers were playing other games, and they come to the Street Fighter and they pick up shit so quick. What's up, Monchito FGC with the 5 gifted as well. That is also very generous for no reason. All I can do is say thank you. I appreciate that, though. Congrats to everyone who got dunked. Enjoy the mid-tier emotes. Tricky Trout with the Prime also. False. I love you, Brian, but T1 is built differently. Wasn't that what I was saying? You mean built different than other gamers? I've seen it several times over now. Just a general trend of people from other genres picking up Street Fighter really quick. Usually League players. Brady FGC, thanks for the 3 months. And Plainview 87, thanks for the Prime. Yeah, the fact that Tyler got 1900 ELO and chess is absurd. It's actually ridiculous. Chill Chasers with the 3 months also. I watched his day 1 VOD, and I was so impressed with his ability to compartmentalize and break down things and learn. From nothing to he got to like bronze something day 1, and he had his video on his channel, and at the end he had a discussion about the pieces, the components he was breaking down. Like, oh, if I'm looking for the pressure, they might want to then block it, so eventually I go in for the grab, and then what it's really about is focusing on the different aspects. Once you get over the controls, you're actually mixing up your options and changing what you're focusing on. Yes, that's the game. Like, he gets it. And I can see why he's adapting so quick. Maybe fighting games are actually not that hard to get into to begin with, and we just have a huge bias to think otherwise through years of misinterpretation. No, I still think they're hard to get in with. I mean, the reason the streamers are putting up with the initial hurdle is because it's required for this event. I mean, the stream started with Tyler saying, this game is shit, fuck this game, I'm uninstalling, I'm never playing this game again. And then by the end of it, once he actually digested and learned and started to progress and got the dopamine hit from seeing his own improvement, he was like, okay, this game is actually good and I like it. The problem is you have to get over that hump, and most people aren't going to do that. But everyone goes through that. That's how I got started with Street Fighter. I said this game is shit, fuck it, I'm never playing this again, and then I got hooked. I don't think the game itself is hard to learn. It's frustrating at first. I don't think they're that complex. They're really not. It's very frustrating and ego bruising right up front, really quickly. So like, why put up with that frustration when you could play a team game with friends or have more buffer for your ego in a team game, right? Like, why would you? It's just like, why would someone go through that frustration up front? It's a really daunting thing to ask of somebody. Hey, be pissed for a little while, and then you'll get a dopamine hit eventually, maybe, and then you'll also be pissed again. You'll definitely get pissed again. But maybe there will be some dopamine at the end of it. Daikoku versus AZ. I haven't seen Daikoku in a while. I think he went to more of a coaching role, and I think he was in Street Fighter League JP. He was a very strong up-and-coming Street Fighter 5 player for a while, playing Birdie, if my memory serves correct. It's been a little while. He kind of played a little bit of the weirder kind of characters. AZ I'm not familiar with, but there's so many killers in Japan. And it's only first to 2. Alright, and Burnout is going to go for the DI. He has classic controls. He has 2 bars of super. He can react. No reaction. In Modern, that would have been 1 button. As soon as you see red, you would have blown through that DI. In Classic, you have to buffer 2 quarter circles. It's hard to buffer in time. He doesn't pass the reaction test. When you're burnt out and eat that DI and hit the wall, you get stunned, they get a full combo. It's a reaction jump scare test. Oh, Daikoku cooking. Heavy kick level 3. Boom loops. How much damage does Classic do? That's the wrong way to look at it. You have a damage penalty on using modern inputs for supers and specials, but you can also still manually input in modern the supers and specials and not lose the damage. The only time you lose damage from modern is when you literally are not able to access a combo route because you don't have that normal. So that will change your overall damage output, but in general, Classic and Modern do the same damage if you do the same inputs. But some characters do have worse combo routes because they lose moves in Modern, and those are the characters that you don't usually pick in Modern, like JP. What's up, Televtorske? Thanks for the 3 months. I forgot the reduction amount. I don't remember. Daikoku cooking right now. Which character makes the least sense in Modern Dhalsim? Hard for me to say. It used to be JP because he just did not have access to heavy swipe, which was like core to his combo routes. But they made it so that OD swipe actually gets good combos, so that's been improved, and you had access to that one. But it definitely used to be JP in my opinion. You had only downsides. You had no combos. There are special moves that Modern does not have. Yeah, like I think Ken doesn't have light or medium Dragon Lash. Oh, overhead reset. Caught you sleeping. Can't be asleep at the wheel. Started a combo and then went for the overhead, clocked the dome. Dead. Guile is so funny in this game. He's one of the most... He's one of the characters that you see the most overhead resets from Drive Rush Cancel with. But he used to be a zoning lame character, and now you see overhead resets from this character all the time. Bro got so much hair wax, damn. He's looking good, man. He's had that look for a while, actually. Nah, he's waxed up. That's the style. Should tell Lud to play Modern Wi-Fi Ken. That might be his only option. Unfortunately, Street Fighter 6 netcode is so strong it won't help him.
剣まだ出てこないですね。いや、そうなんですよ。分布で言うと、キャミーが配信で圧倒的に多いかもしれないですね。キャミーは
Tell Lud to install a VPN and use Wi-Fi. Yeah, he needs to get that Surfshark sponsorship. Surfshark. I use this to fuck up my connection while playing Wi-Fi Ken in Street Fighter 6. My opponents never see it coming. Making a really good case here. I see, I see. You need to find the Street Fighter 6 equivalent of Melee Puff, Dulcim. It's Honda. You're kind of trying to cheese your opponent. It's definitely Honda. And even if you start to get solid with the character, Honda, when you're actually playing him solid, is about space control, which I think is kind of similar to Puff. Well, if you're talking about actual tier placement, yeah, Puff is actually good. Ed is Puff? Oh, I have a Hungry Box story for the Lud viewers. I'm sure you guys have heard this too many times. I went to college with Hungry Box. I guess that would be relevant. It's one random crossover. I went to university. I'm from University of Florida, and so we're the same age. And I went to University of Florida with Hungry Box, and I remember one time I was at the engineering library, and I was at a table, and I had my laptop playing, and I had a stream going or some videos going on the side of Street Fighter 4, and I see this dude walking by, and the bathroom's behind me, like the hallway to the bathroom and water fountains or whatever, and I had my headphones in, so I didn't really notice it, or pay too much mind, but he kind of glanced at me, whatever, and I was like, I feel like that guy looks familiar. And then he kind of glanced at me, whatever, moved on, and then he came back, he doubled back, and he asked me a question, an irrelevant question, maybe about, am I using that power strip? Because you had to fight for the power strip spots back then at the tables. And then I said no. And then he goes, oh, by the way, is that Evo? I'm watching a random Japanese tournament of Street Fighter 4. And I'm like, what? What? That was a random question. How does he know this lingo, first of all? He goes, is that Evo, by the way? And I go, oh, no, it's some random tournament. I was like, oh, but you know fighting games? He's like, oh, yeah, I was in Evo. I play Smash. And I was like, oh, shit. This was after Evo 2013. I was like, oh, shit, you're the Puff player. And he's like, yeah, I'm the Puff player. I was like, dude, everyone hates you. I was like, it was amazing. I loved watching that. Everyone was so pissed. I was watching Smash Melee for the first time at a high level, and everyone in the Twitch chat was losing their fucking minds every time he was playing. And as a Street Fighter player, I was like, dude, he's obviously spacing them out. Like, I could relate to Hungry Box and his gameplay far more than the Ice Climber guy, Mango, any of them, right? I was like, I get it. Sorry, I'm forgetting the Ice Climber guy's name. He got second in Evo, and I can't remember his name. I could just understand Wobbles. Yeah, he's named after him. My bad. I can understand the gameplay because it's just basic zoning. I get it, right? And I was like, dude, they're so pissed, but I loved it. Like, it reminded me of Street Fighter or whatever. And he's like, yeah, that was me. Anyways, peace. Something to that effect. I don't know. But he saw me watching a Street Fighter 4 tournament and came up and asked if that was Evo. I think to maybe talk about the fact that he was in Evo. I don't know. It was just, it was pretty funny. But at UF there was a really big Melee scene. So, you know, you might be trying to just, you know, talk to people to get them into the scene. They had a really big tournament scene in University of Florida. So we would often just rent out, I don't know how they organized it really, how the process went, but you could get lecture halls and classrooms to do meetups, like for clubs and things of that nature. So we would literally be in the lecture halls, bringing our setups in, our Xbox 360s and monitors, and I brought my CRT. I would hold my CRT to my chest and walk in with that. And we would get on a good meetup, like 10 people. And then I saw footage of one of the UF Melee meetups. They had streams. They would stream these meetups, these locals. They had like 40 people. 50 people sometimes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then, yeah, look. I think Hungry Boxer's in this tournament. This is the... yeah, we had Gatorland. That was our university tournaments. Hungrybox entered one of those tournaments. I remember he played Rufus, got bodied, and said, fuck this game, and he was out. Anyways, I felt like that was my way to connect to the Lead Buds. Tales from the Crypt right there. Yeah, sorry, I got like a shitty mic cable. My bad. I'm blowing out your eardrums. Kazui Z Clay, thanks for the prime. Does Japan love Mai? Japan will quickly gravitate towards strong characters, shamelessly. That's just what you do. And Mai is currently, I think, in the top ranks in Legend rank. She has more than like the following, more than double the next character in Legend ranked. She is overrepresented in Legend rank right now. So she's a popular character, she's the latest DLC character, and she's definitely top tier. So there's a lot of my players in Japan right now. What up, Treyu? I'm chilling. Have I seen the leaks for season 3? Do you mean like people reporting their... oh my god! Hold on. We're finally getting a real spaghetti pools match. Normally pools are where you see like two players flounder about. Hold on. The Ken player should have been dead already after that DP was blocked. No! What? We got a real spaghetti match. The level 3 loss to Dragon Lash? We got a real... I'm telling you, I sensed a banger. Oh my god! Mind you, the Ken player should have been dead 50 seconds ago. I cannot believe Dragon Lash beat the level 3. Dragon Lash beat the level 3? Are you kidding me? I honestly don't understand what happened there. I don't know if the level 3 just whiffed because of some like upper body invulnerability or like I don't understand. Nice shimmy. Overhead blocked. Throw loop time. All right, nice. Maintains the corner. Oh, nice confirm. All right, Masui's tightening up. Would you say Mai has easier decision making like Bison does? Kinda, yeah. Angry Bird ready to tweet how that is fine and Ken needs it. Retweet by Phenom. You guys upplay how much these guys downplay. First of all, Phenom is a troll and you guys are falling for the bit. But in general, you guys upplay how much the Ken players downplay. Ken players have downplayed historically, yes, but absolutely the meme has taken on a life of its own and does not reflect reality anymore. If you believe Phenom is genuine in anything he says ever, then I have a bridge to sell you. The ministry has gotten to Brian. Yeah, don't check the bank statements. Don't see where the money flows.
さあということで前が急にね増えて剣も初登場というそんな流れの一戦でした。まあでもやっぱバイの大会でのその相手の
Follow the MR. Alright, that's a good one. Follow the MR. You're gonna start noticing that all the Ken players started throwing their matches against me. I've been undefeated versus Ken for the past 3 months. Suddenly, some things start falling into place.
あとはユーサール打つとかね、落ち着き技なんですけど、それがやっぱ OD で変えるっていうのはなかなかいいキャラクターですよね。そうですね。いい言い方ですね。はい。確かにね。ガードしてもね大きな有利取られちゃうし。でまあバーアウト見越しての展開も十分。
Do you have a main right now? I play Terry, but I haven't played Street Fighter in like a month. I am not locked in. Is that Will Tupac? That is Will Tupac. My man's been rocking the beard with the gray for a while now. Out of France. How long am I staying up for this? I gotta get going to bed like ASAP. I'll watch this set then call it a night. You know, normally I don't have 4,000 plus viewers, so I have a job that requires me to go to bed and wake up. $4K viewers or job. Tough choices. Tough choices. Porps, thanks for the big 25 months. Appreciate that. Call in sick? It's not that kind of job. Call in sick? No, it's... There's no call in sick. There's no... I work from home. I mean, do you call in sick for a salary job? You don't really... I guess it depends. You might let them know you're not showing up. I don't know. It's just a different... Depends on the work environment. You absolutely have to call in sick if you have a hourly job. Part-time hourly. Have you never done it? I guess it's kind of like you tend to just be present less, right? Like you might log in and check your emails or whatever, but you're not like calling in sick. It's a little different. I don't know. I guess the vibe is a little different, right? If you call in sick for a typical hourly job, you're 100% disconnected entirely from the responsibilities of the job, generally. But with like a salary email type of job, you're kind of still, you know, you're still connected. This is aggressively American. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not endorsing that. I'm just reflecting on the realities of the situation. But there's trade-offs in that sense because I'm also not like, I don't have to clock in and clock out, so there's flexibility, but obviously that flexibility can be exploited. But I'm fine. Level of exploitation I'm going through, I'm fine with. I'll put it that way. I'm a-okay with it. I'm not gonna complain. But other people would have it bad, yeah. Oh, nice interception. All right, Takahashi still has level 3 available. Will Tupac's gonna come out of burnout. Oh, no whip punish. He went for palm there. No DP. Oh, nice air to air. He's gonna start recovering his drive gauge pretty soon. Oh, nice sequence. I like that. That was 2 throw baits back to back. Drill in when burnout for plus frames. Immediate jump dive kick to bait out of throw attack, and then another shimmy. He finally got him to bite on the second throw attack. Punish counter conversion. Lil Tupac doing it for the Unks. Oh, that sniped the toes. Nice awareness. He got a, what was that, a medium kick confirmation? That dive kick hit so low to the ground. It's more plus on hit and block if it hits lower to the ground, like hitting the toes versus hitting higher up. Punish counter guarantees a combo on that. You're gonna play CVS2 any? Nah, probably not. Like, I'm doing my detour right now with City of the Wolves, and that's enough for me. Alright, level up. Damn. If that DP was blocked, he was dead. Will Tupac plays like he's half his age. I know him more as like a Laura player, right? So, who did he play in Street Fighter 4? Was it Viper? Oh, nice conversion. Quick short jab conversion. Oh, he's showing his age. He was looking so young until that moment. You won the set, but really, you got another gray hair in the beard by the end of it. You won this set, but did you win the war there? You played Viper? I hate, you know, why do I have such a weird fucking encyclopedic knowledge of so many random players and random facts about Street Fighter, but I don't, nothing important is in here. There's nothing important in here, but I remember that this Will Tupac played C Viper in Street Fighter 4. There's nothing important. It's just filled with useless trivia facts about Street Fighter tournaments and players. Are you insulting me too then? I'm probably insulting half the viewers right now. You'd be great at Street Fighter Jeopardy. It has to be about like the competitive community and in 09 and up. It can't be about lore. It can't be about all that like Capcom history bullshit. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything that happened in the story mode. I don't know anything that happened in arcade mode. Don't ask me shit about World Tour and Street Fighter 6. Ask me about the tournament, the players, who they mained, the frame data maybe. Ask me that shit. For as much as I know, every single time there's a character reveal, half the comments on my videos are turbo lore nerds getting pissed that I don't know about whatever reference to SNK old developer this character was with, you know, they're all pissed all the time about me not knowing the story of Street Fighter. Who knows the story of Street Fighter? Oh, by the way, Storm Kubo. Looking stylish. I like his new look. This is the other guy that eliminated me from SoCal Regionals 2018. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna call it here though. It's already 11:20. I would love to keep streaming longer. but I have to go to bed. So I'm going to go get ready for that. Thank you guys for watching. Shout outs to all the new viewers coming in through Lud's raid. Appreciate that. That is very kind of you. I'll send you guys over to somebody else. Send you guys over to Brawl Pro. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you had a good time. I'm out of here. Thanks to YouTube as well. Appreciate you. All right. Peace. Have a good one.